What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ.
And I'm Diggins.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details.
Woohoo!
Woo, yeah, woo.
This week, we're back, baby. The second of 3 Scooby-Doo movies. If the third one even is a Scooby-Doo movie. Maybe Scoob is like some sort of like, you know, what if Scoob was like a Transmorphers situation?
Wait, what?
Where it was like an asylum movie, and they were just like, we're gonna make a movie about everyone's favorite guy, Scoob, and his friend Shag, and Fraud, and Vomo, and like...
You're proposing that Scoob is actually the Scabby Dab movie.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Who knows? Sounds like what they would call it if they had to make one, because Scabby Dab is even too bad for them. It would never work.
Never have Scabby Dab.
Never.
Scabby Dab.
But this week we're talking about Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed from 2004. A slightly less 2004 movie than Scooby-Doo 2002 was a 2002 movie, although I would argue there's plenty of 2004 in there, specifically one guy, but we'll get to it. Before that, we have, how are you guys doing? There's good news and bad news in the world of things that we care about specifically that we talk about. Obviously, there's lots of bad news and there's lots of good news. But I feel like there's probably 2 things people are going to want us to address. Let's start with the good one. New Mutants, it's coming, baby.
Yeah.
It's not August. So,
but it will be, and then the New
emoji.
Mutants will be out. And then we'll all be able to go to our theaters and watch it.
Nando, it's not going to be August for another, 17 years at the minimum. So.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Go ahead, Nando.
I can't believe they're doing it. It's almost the gall to try this again. I appreciate it. I'm proud of them, you know?
So, Nando, I saw you tweet out earlier that you wish that you could get all of the New Mutants posters that have existed.
So badly. Yes.
I tried to get the original, April, I think it was April 2018. Was that, the first time it was supposed to come out?
I want to say it was, 2016.
Okay, so I tried to get one of the posters. I think it was the April 2018 poster. And I asked, the concession person, they're like, let me get the manager. And I talked to the manager for, 7 minutes. I pulled out my phone and showed him the news, hey, it's not coming out. That thing's useless. He's like, sorry, man, I'm not allowed because we just, shipped the posters back to wherever. Clearly bullshit. He just wanted to keep it for himself. But
of course, that lucky man.
I so badly wanted to.
Yeah, also on the way off. It was rumored, it was cast in 2016. You're right. It was April. It's so hard to find. They buried this in details. It was originally supposed to come out on... Wow. It was scheduled to come out... I guess it just says April 2018. So I think you're right. I think you said 3rd or 6th or something like that.
That's the one I wanted. It was the weird gray one with all, the hands crawling and shit. And oh, man. Damn AMC East Hanover Theater. I'm calling you out.
No, TJ... The manager of the East Hanover AMC is our biggest fan.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe you should have thought of that before you didn't give DJ the poster.
Seriously.
You know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what you get. If you don't give your posters in your movie theater to anyone who asks you for them, you will get ridiculed on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the rule. And
everyone drag them. That's what you do, everyone.
If he's secretly some kind of billionaire who's going to send me a cease and desist letter for saying something, well, then so be it.
Yep. So enjoy this interview or this episode while you can. But also, there is extra sad news in the world of entertainment going to your eyeballs. Apparently Quibi not doing so good.
Oh man, Quibi.
What happened, Quibi?
Guys, we can't say Quibi too much or they will sue us.
I was gonna say this was gonna be the premiere episode of our Quibi sponsored content. Do it, everyone. Do Quibi. You won't regret it.
Yeah, it's great.
Everyone, go out there and do a Quibi.
I think every Quibi I have Quibied so far has been worth the Quibi. It has the length of them is, let's say, one Quibi. So every Quibi has been at least worth the Quibi I have given it. The one about the Golden Arm was obviously terrific. The game show is fun. The Reno 911 is fun. The show where Anna Kendrick is friends with his sex doll is fun. They're all fun. I mean, there's bad ones that I skip, I'm sure. Chrissy Teigen's Court or whatever, I'm sure is a big waste of time. But the ones that are fun are fun.
All right, calm down there, Allison Roman.
Who, is that Chrissy Teigen's villain or something?
I'm referencing the dumbest Twitter controversy of all time.
As of right now, in this minute,
so
yeah,
many,
I'm sure there will be some dumb ones.
There's so many dumber ones, but this was an unusually large dumb one.
What is it?
Allison Roman, who I think works for Bon Appetit, basically said, "Man, when I think about the Chrissy Teigen cooking empire, I'm like, that sucks. I don't want that for myself." And she got in big trouble for tweeting that.
Oh, wow. Stay away, apparently.
Really?
I have a question about Chrissy Teigen's Court.
Yeah?
Is it just like Judge Judy, but with Chrissy Teigen?
Probably.
Court-style arbitration show?
Yeah.
With fake judges? Oh, my God.
Honestly, doing it with fake
it.
judges, I respect more, because it just lets you know how much it's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, what's his name has a weird one coming out. Gary Busey has something to that effect. Do you not have you not heard about this?
No, I don't keep up with the latest Busey news.
You're not on the Busey news? Oh, so there's a show called okay. Here I'm going to read you the press release. And so it's Amazon Prime. So we'll all have an opportunity to enjoy it soon. This is a real thing. Gary Busey to adjudicate animal arrangement or arguments on new show Pet Judge. And Gary Busey judges pet court cases with dogs and cats are the guys that do it.
Please no.
But for why, though?
But for why?
The content starvation. Maybe they couldn't get 5 people in a room with Gary Busey. But God, they'll fill that room with something, and he'll do the court to them. I'm sure if it wasn't animals, it would have been lamps. But he will talk to things.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This seems like a bad idea.
I'm sending it your way. I'm putting it in the chat because, this is a real thing.
Is Quibi sitting on, like, Fire Festival-style money that they could just kind of do all this shit?
I mean, I believe it is venture funded by quite a lot of money. I don't know if that's, like, a thing that people have just assumed because of how it spends money and it, exists, but I think that's right.
Damn.
Yeah,
for them.
Yeah, it has tons of venture capital. Just like every company in Silicon Valley, they get money thrown at them to basically burn in a pit.
Pretty much, yeah. Every pointless app has some venture capital, something. And
there's only one venture, one like large scale venture capital thing that has ever been so bad it actively failed, and that was MoviePass.
Oh yeah,
but it died for our sins so we could get like AMC stubs and whatever the Regal version is. Like,
it was a brilliant success at creating happiness and joy in our lives. It was a miserable failure at making money.
Right.
I think Quibi will fail very soon. I can't. It's so expensive. Like this content. That's the thing. It's good content. It's high quality content. The Reno 911 show might as well be Reno 911.
Okay.
And there's celebrities that show up on it, and you're like, what? Like, not like Patton Oswalt doesn't do kind of a lot of stuff from a lot of different things, but like Patton Oswalt was in the Red Letter Media movie, and that was like 10 years ago or whatever. But still, he's in it, and you're like, he costs money. They're not skimping. They're going all out. So I don't know, man.
You heard it here first, folks. You should quibbying.
I
yes.
That.
You should quibbying.
Yes, you should quibbying.
Oh no, you should.
You gotta quib it while it lasts. Quib it while the Quibi is hot.
Quibi.
Hey Quibi, here's my 3.
DJ,
here.
It's not that hard. It's just the word "b," but I put "quid" in front of it.
Oh, well then I don't love it.
Listen, since we all know, like you were saying, that Quibi listens to everything that goes on in podcast world and listens for its name like a, person reading a book forward. I just want to say this. Quibi, I have 3 things you can do. These are the 3 things. Number 1, TV app where you watch everything on your TV in landscape mode. Also, I guess that should go on by TV app, I mean like put this on, phones and not phones, computers and PlayStations and Rokus and whatnot. Number 1. Number 2, let us take screenshots of this thing. That is crucial. Number 3, lean into the Golden Arm thing. Like, some of the Quibi is bad. It's Sam Raimi. Like, it knows it's dumb. So don't be embarrassed about it. Be like, yeah, we got the stupidest movie you've ever seen. Now go watch it. Because I think you will. People will see it. But they refuse.
And the whole thing is it's like 10 minutes, right? Like
yeah, under 10 minutes. A lot of them are like 6 or 7. So it's a perfect length of like, I'm waiting for, something in toaster oven. Let's Quibi real quick.
Man, is Chrissy Teigen's court like, she owes me money, and she has this note signed that she owes me money, and Chrissy Teigen's like, yep, your money, pay it, next.
I'll watch Chrissy's Court for the next one of these. Or if he has a particularly long rant, I'll check on it. But
you heard, guys. You heard it here first, guys. So the next podcast is going to be on Chrissy's Court.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, that'd be so great. No, wait,
you guys
I have
watch
a question.
Scoob, and I will throw in a Chrissy's Court and maybe a Busey's Court, depending on when we record it.
So, I'm sorry. I won't belabor this. And I'm sure
belabor.
All right, I will
yeah,
belabor.
When has this podcast ever passed up belaboring a point?
Yeah.
All right. So, can I get a Quibi free trial, or are they just not offering those?
I mean, you used to be able to. I believe you still can, but
I'm going to see if I get a Quibi free trial and mainline a lot of Quibi content and come with some ammo next pod. Because I would
fun.
like to talk. All right.
There's a show called Barkitecture that's just, it seems like a show where they tour houses made for animals. Like now I'm actually really curious about this one. But that's the thing. A show comes out and it's called Barkitecture, and you're like, I'll give that 5 minutes. And
14-day trial. Perfect.
It's only 14 days now. It used to be 90. It's still 90.
What?
Like, my 90-day trial will last me until Quibi is long dead. There's no way there will be Quibi to watch on day 89. That's so funny.
Wow, they went from 90 to 14. That was fast. Jesus.
So, yeah. So, Chrissy's Court here. I don't know. It's like little courts, but also Chrissy Teigen is in charge. And listen, Chrissy Teigen, she doesn't not seem like she's not like a genius, She seems like she's good on Twitter at being like, Donald Trump, you're not good. But I don't know about the nuance specifically. I don't know very much about her. What's she famous for?
Being married to John Legend.
She's had something before that. She hosts a show.
Now we got to pull up Chrissy Teigen's Wikipedia page.
I don't think she is a musician. That's the one thing I don't think she is.
I think she's a model.
Television personality, and author.
Yeah.
I'm
author
assuming
comes last. Everyone's an
I'm sure
author.
she wrote books, but yeah. Holy, she's 34. I got 3 years to get to Chrissy Teigen status.
She was a Deal or No Deal case holder person.
Get out! You're right.
Holy shit!
Wild. And then she was on America's Next Top Model?
Damn.
Wait, did she win America's Next Top Model at one point? What? She was Rookie of the Year, Sports Illustrated 2010.
I gotta tell you, three white men trying to figure out the Chrissy Teigen whatever. This is going great.
I mean, listen.
We're like, what's a Chrissy Teigen?
I mean, the white men part. I don't know. I know so little about Chrissy Teigen. So her mother is Thai and her father is Norwegian. So that's interesting. And her surname is pronounced Teigen by the family, although she later came to prefer the wrong pronunciation of Tegan. Yeah, Deal or No Deal, Maxim, then a bunch of modeling stuff. Then she was a recurring host on MTV stuff, America's Next Top Model, Watch What Happens Live, the what's-his-name show. That's that guy's name. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
From Bravo. What's the Bravo guy who is Bravo,
He
walks around with the anti-life equation of Bravo in his pocket and uses it to start the careers of really annoying people. Andy something, whatever his name is. Listen, I'm not judging anybody that's been on Bravo, but my main entry point for Bravo is Housewives stuff, and they all seem quite annoying. Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Friend is Brooklyn Decker. I don't know. I'm reading a Wikipedia page. She's fascinating. None of these are Judge. At no point has come up. She's also really good at judging stuff.
Not the American Top Model? She wasn't the judge on America's Next Top Model?
Oh, yeah. You know what? She probably was because they have guest judges. Probably it. So hopefully these two really raggedy-looking dudes that entered the court in the first episode of Quibi that started are failed models. That would actually be kind of fun.
To be fair,
Quibi fair, excuse you.
Quibi fair.
Quibi fair.
Jerry Springer has like one of those courtroom fucking shows. So,
oh yeah.
Like, what are his credentials?
I don't know. What's his deal? Let's look up celebrities.
Okay. Well, Jerry Springer was the mayor of Chicago. Wasn't that? His,
okay.
big
Well,
thing?
there you go.
Yeah.
That's something.
That's some elected official experience. So that's more qualifications than Gary Busey.
Yeah. I mean, Gary Busey's probably run for something. I wouldn't be surprised if,
Gary Busey was an FBI agent in,
48 Hours?
Point Break. In Point Break.
Oh, right. Yeah, that too.
I'm
thinking of Nick Nolte for 48 Hours. Anyway,
so
go on,
that's clearly enough qualification to be a pet judge.
That's true. You need
So
Keanu.
my question about pet judge, to go back for a second, is when he does the Judge Judy thing and is like yelling at people, is he yelling at the owners or is he yelling at the animals?
I believe he's yelling at the animals.
Perfect.
No, he's not.
I put the thing in there. You can watch. Like, look at the clip. I put the clip in the. Oh no, he's yelling at people. Damn it! The animals are involved. I've seen a clip with animals. Are the animals on trial at points?
Yeah, these are animals that they're being debated whether they should be put down because they killed children.
Yeah.
It's actually really gruesome.
Oh my god.
Gary Busey gets that though. Like, he's a smart man.
He shouts pet justice as he fucking swings the gavel. God damn.
Sentences this gorilla to death.
This is what we deserve. We deserve pet justice.
This feels like something out of Idiocracy. Like, Pet Judge would have been a show that they loved in Idiocracy.
Now,
Still too on the nose for Idiocracy.
Every show on Quibi is a show that appeared for 5 seconds on 30 Rock as a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, like...
That's true. A fake Chrissy Teigen court show. Oh, my God.
Gay game show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
wow.
right. Doghouse remodeling. Or like doghouse tours.
Oh, God.
I don't think they have a Bitch Hunter yet. That's the one. That and MILF Island are the two named 30 Rock shows that we need.
Oh, what reality is this we're living in?
The Quibiality. That's the most important reality. Listen, guys. And by guys, I mean listeners. Listen, guys. We told you that we promised some hot Scooby-Doo content. You're going to get it. However, we had to talk about Quibi.
It's in our contract.
Our new segment. Yeah, it's a new segment. We got to talk about Quibi. It's like we got to talk about Kevin, but about Quibi instead. We got to talk about Quibi, and that's what we talked about. That's what we've learned. Let us know what you guys think of Quibi.
I'm sorry. I'll get off it. I think a Quibi episode of mostly nitpicking would be gold.
It's such gold that you couldn't find it because it would be taken down by Jump See Quibi. Listen, hashtag Quibi Army. Let's get this going. Let's make Quibi not such a jerk anymore.
Listen, we gotta argue in court that we're talking about our quick bit on the show, and we're just calling it our Quibi for short.
Ooh,
right.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what we can call it. We can call it, like, we can just never use the word Quibi, but it'll be like Nando is like, okay, so we got done with the segment about New Mutants. Now let's talk about small bits of television on your phone. And then, like, we just talk about some shows where, Brooklyn Decker is a arbitration, like, expert or something. We get, like, parodies of all of the Quibi shows.
I do appreciate the implication that we are also going to have a weekly segment on New Mutants from now on.
Might as well.
Well, we got to follow this hot news.
Stuff's going to happen. More posters will get released. It'll get delayed another time when there's a new news thing. It's happening.
I do like the new poster for what it's worth.
It's the old poster because they put this one out earlier in the year.
Did they? Damn it.
Yeah, but I like it a little bit. I like the one that's just the words New Mutants because I like that's what someone came up with before the movie was finished and, like, before they even started shooting, and that's as much as they can give us. I like the idea that they're just like, New Mutants, what's it look like? It's the words New Mutants on black screen. Who's in it? The characters. You'll see them when you see the movie, but as far as the poster is concerned, just the word New Mutants. When does it come out? Eventually. It's got the characters. They get together, form a plot. And, it's real.
They formed that plot so hard. You remember Arya from Game of Thrones? She's in the movie.
Whoa!
And we'll have her right off that Game of Thrones heat. Everyone will be so invested about Arya.
God. And we'll have Anya Taylor-Joy coming hot off a glass. Everyone's favorite movie of the year.
And Thoroughbred. Oh, wait, was she in Thoroughbreds?
And we'll have the kid from Stranger Things coming off of season 3 of Stranger Things.
Oh, boy.
And we'll have some other actor coming off of some other thing that seemed like it would be good but is bad. And we'll have a full cast of bad. And on top of that, a bear. But also, I think you could even go one step further in the history of New Mutants and say the entire everything for New Mutants happened at once, where like there was an executive who was like taking pitches, and the pitches were like so it's like 15 or 16 different writers and like I guess not showrunners, but like people in charge, and they had pitches for like ecstatics, and they had a picture and they had a cast list and a poster for which is like a team of X-Men and like all kinds of pretty obscure X-Men stuff. And one guy came in super hungover and he's just like, he didn't even know there was a comic of New Mutants. He was just like, my movie will be about New Mutants, and the poster will say New Mutants on it. And then they were like, oh, yes, that is a successful comic run that everyone loves. Let's do it. And then that guy was like, oh, no. And now he had to make New Mutants, but he never did. And that's the world we're living in.
Guys, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
I was just going to say, he was in the room every time it got delayed. Like, guys, I think Dark Phoenix should take New Mutants release date, because China's really digging the Dark Phoenix trailer. So, you know what? As the person behind New Mutants, a movie everybody likes, I'm going to be very gracious, and we'll just make it later. And hopefully something terrible will happen. Like, he's the guy who was hoping that the meteor would hit the Earth the day before the movie actually had to come out. Because, like, he just doesn't have a movie, but it's working for him.
Yeah, when we found out about the pandemic, it was just like, oh my God. This saved me.
God.
But can I preview the joke that every late night TV show host is going to make when this movie finally comes out?
Yep.
New Mutants. It took so long to come out, they should call it Old Mutants.
Oh, God.
So I think then the new joke is like, New Mutants took so long to come out, it should be called New, and then like whatever stage humanity is at currently, because the mutation has become a normal part of the humanity. Like, it's matriculated through evolution to the point where they are no longer mutants because they have been able to reproduce so many times. Also, I think maybe we'll be over late night TV by the time that comes out. I'd like to believe this new string of like late night hosts doing bad YouTube videos is going to make us all go, we don't really need this anymore. And then they'll stop.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I think we've learned we don't need a lot of things, honestly.
I do too. I think New Mutants is the one thing we do need. New Mutants and Quibi. Little did they know there would be none of either. I mean, there would be plenty of Quibi, but the Quibi would be limited.
Damn, what a tale, Alanis Morissette.
These two people, the Quibi guy and the New Mutants guy, need to work together. Because the New Mutants guy has nothing but vision, and the Quibi guy has nothing but execution. And together, the two of them could make a very good thing. But instead, the Quibi guy is just executing, making lots of content, but with no vision. And the New Mutants guy is coming up with these awesome, cool ideas, but with no execution. So they are together the perfect content creator. However, they are probably self-quarantined away from each other, so never the twain shall meet. And that ends minute 25 of the intro.
Oh, man. I don't know if this is a bad sign that we don't really want to talk about Scoob.
No.
Or sorry, Scooby-Doo 2.
DJ, we have intros this long on movies we desperately want to talk about. This means nothing.
Fair.
So speaking of Scooby-Doo, Monsters Unleashed, let's talk about that movie. Guys, so we talked about Scooby-Doo 1 last week, and we Scooby 1, Monsters Unwound. That one was, we all kind of were like, yeah, It's got its positives, it's got its negatives. These actors are good. These actors weren't as good. The plot was a little weird, and it was very strange. I'm willing to bet that we have a more extreme opinion on this one in one direction or the other.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know if we'll all have the same opinion, but I think
is One Direction in this movie?
Is Ruben Studdard part of One Direction? I haven't checked out One Direction for a while.
Oh man,
he's one of the One Directioneers.
When Ruben Studdard showed up, I was like, damn. It really is 2004, huh?
Yeah, that's what it's the one 2004 bit that actually came out of this movie and felt 2004.
Oh, I think there were a couple others.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably... I'm sure there's things I forgot about. The Ribbon Stutter thing, spoiler alert, is the very, very end, so maybe that's why it's freshest in my noggin. But...
It's mostly music choices.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And I guess actor choices, specifically romantic lead choices, where it's like, this is a guy that this is one of them. He's
the kids love him.
Yeah, even for Velma, you're like, I don't know, man.
I think that being Fred in a Scooby-Doo movie is the appropriate level of romantic lead for Freddie Prinze Jr.
No, excuse me, I'm talking about the other guy.
Oh,
like romantic, new romantic.
Oh, yeah. That was.
No Led Zeppelin T-shirt
at
this time.
At the time, that was a big reunion, but not for the character he's romantically paired with.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because
what's the reunion?
Sarah Michelle Gellar and Seth Green.
Yeah, they were both in Buffy. Buffy the Vampire.
Yeah, that was still her big thing at the time.
I got nothing else for that one.
How about that?
I mean, it's still her big thing now. I don't know if Star Wars
It's not Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, kind of some of their big things have defaulted to Scooby-Doo. I think she might be the only one that's... Her and Fred may have exceeded their Scooby-Doo fame. But I think we were at peak Matthew Lillard, Linda Cardellini, and whoever the actor that played Scooby-Doo was during this.
I don't think...
Again, because their performances were so amazing.
I don't think Linda Cardellini has ever really gotten past Freaks and Geeks. Although that's a shame because much of her other work is extremely good.
Was Matthew Lillard in Freaks and Geeks? Am I conflating him with someone? I must be.
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
No, you're right. I don't think he was. No, he was not. Okay, yeah. I mean, either way, listen. I mean, she's good, and she seems like she has the most, like, kind of, career. Her career has the most legs out of anybody here. Specifically because she was in an Avengers movie. But the rest of them, I wouldn't say their careers, like, stalled here. However, I don't think Matthew Lillard will ever be more... Hey, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s in Star Wars 2. Did they ever meet? Him and Daphne?
Was Sarah Michelle Gellar in a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, no, in a cartoon. They're both in cartoons. He plays Cade something or whatever. The guy who's like he's in Rebels as some sort of trainer character. He's like the main guy, I think.
The main guy who isn't the kid.
Am I crazy? Yeah,
no,
his
you're
character's
right.
name is Karen Jarrus.
Yeah.
Or Kaden Jarrus, excuse me. I believe she is in Star Wars something as well. I wonder if it's Rebels, and I wonder if they ever solved the mystery. She is also in Rebels as a character named Seventh Sister.
We're in reruns. We've done this before. You said that she
I said
was
she
Ahsoka
was Sabine.
Tano.
Yes.
And I said no.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. But wait, then did we come to this conclusion?
We did. Because there's a whole joke. Because I said, Nando, you were so close. She voiced the Seventh Sister, a character who went after Ahsoka Tano. And then you said, oh, we'll edit the podcast to say, this is great content, to say, oh yeah, she voiced the person who went after Ahsoka Tano.
Right. But we didn't come... Did I say that Freddie Prinze Jr. was in Star Wars 2?
No, we did not come to that conclusion.
So I wonder if those two ever fought. And if they were like, hey guys, let's go, find this cool monster guy or something.
Did Cade and Seventh Sister ever fight?
I wonder. See, we're learning new things every day about Star Wars. Specifically because they keep putting characters in Star Wars, and I keep having to go like, is this the one that she was? And it's not. The new character is that's in Mandalorian is the one that Battlestar Galactica was. I don't remember what any of their names are. Katie Sackhoff is Mandalorian, apparently. I don't know. What's the verdict, DJ? Did they ever fought?
Not that I can see.
Did they? Oh, my goodness. What a shame. Missed opportunity.
Interesting.
Probably weren't on set.
Well, it is nuts that they were both on Rebels.
Yeah, I know. Do you think he recommended her? He's like, she's a friend.
Do you think they keep in touch?
Yeah, maybe. Have we checked to see if Cardellini was ever on Rebels? She was not.
All right, okay. Was Matthew Lillard?
Let's see. Yeah, he does so much stuff.
What about whoever voiced Scooby-Doo? Was he ever on Rebels?
What about Seth Green? Was he ever on Rebels?
What about Alicia Silverstone? Was she ever on Rebels?
Oh, Alicia Silverstone, so good in this. I loved her in this movie. Alicia Silverstone, man. Brace Base's own Alicia Silverstone. It was fun to see her in this. She was on Rebels. Or sorry. Who is this? Seth Green was on Rebels.
Oh my god.
He played Crawler Commandeers. What? No, that's the episode he was in. Excuse me. He played a character named, I don't know, some guy. Look at that.
Some guy.
Good
job, some guy.
It's like
Captain Savour.
It's like SUMGUUI, some guy.
Yeah. So yeah, he was in it too. I mean, a lot of actors are in Star Wars cartoons. There's so many of them, and they rotate so many characters in and out. But yeah, wow, look at that. What were we talking about? Star Wars Rebels? Didn't you guys see the Clone Wars finale? Pretty good, huh? We won't talk about it. Don't want to spoil it for people.
I'm working my way through season 1, baby.
I have never watched either of those shows.
Oh, me neither. But I watched the finale just like to get an idea of what's going on, and it was like it made me kind of want to watch it. Except I know that the seasons are kind of different from each other, and in a way that, like, even if you liked this last season, you maybe would love all of the other ones. You know. It's not like Breaking Bad, where like you watch the finale and then you're like, you know what, this might be for me. The creative teams in the time that passes, not to say that it's bad, but not everybody loves it. Anyway, guys, we're talking about Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. It stars Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred. What's his name? Fred
last name. Fred does have one.
Right?
No, not Fred Jones. What am I doing?
No, it is Fred Jones.
Is it Fred Jones?
Yeah.
But wait. Oh, yeah, it is. You're right. So then you got Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred Jones. Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne. She's the one
Blake.
I'm really not. Blake! That's right. Then you've got Linda Cardellini as Velma
Dinkley.
And obviously not everybody's favorite, but the most memorable part of these movies probably is Matthew Lillard as Shaggy Roberts. I think we determined his name was
Norville Shaggy Rogers.
Yeah. And then in supporting roles, you've got Seth Green, Peter Boyle, Alicia Silverstone, and in a very, very small capacity, Tim Blake Nelson.
Pretty stacked, honestly.
It's a cast. And so it's directed by Raja Gosnell, who is the same person who directed Scooby 1, Monsters Unleashed, Never Been Kissed, Big Mama's House, some movies. Mrs. Doubtfire? Oh, wait, no, editor on that. So he directed Big Mama's House, Never Been Kissed, Home Alone 3, Scooby's 1 and 2, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Smurfs, Snow Dogs, like stuff like that.
These might be his best movies then.
I honestly, so...
Well, I don't want to smear Big Mama's House. I've never seen it.
Big Mama's House is kind of fun. I don't hate it. Also, a lot of people I talked to in the last week are shocked that neither of you guys knew anything of the Joanna Man movies or movie. Maybe there's two. Guys, we're going to talk about Scooby-Doo. Before we get into our opinions, we have to do that thing where I ask you guys to tell me the IMDb summary. Again,
this is going to be hard.
No, it's not. This one is maybe, and I was going to say this, maybe the most on the nose of any of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's not just like the Scooby-Doo gang is back, the end. Like, there's a little more to it than that. But Diggins, take a shot. What do you think the IMDb summary of or the IMDb description of this movie is?
Scooby-Doo and his pals, Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy, have to face down a bunch of their old foes when a mysterious new villain comes to their hometown of Coolsville.
Okay, DJ?
I'm not going to beat that, but I'll give it a shot.
I mean, you got some things right. Some things. There's an opportunity here for you.
After a museum opening for Mystery Incorporated goes awry, the gang must go back to their roots to find out why so many of their old nemesis have come back to haunt them. So it's Diggins. Diggins got a bunch of points here. He got a couple of pretty not important ones, but so here's the actual IMDb summary. The Mystery Inc. gang must save Coolsville from an attack of past unmasked monsters brought to life by an evil masked figure trying to unmask, and that's in parentheses, the gang. So I gave Diggins points for Coolsville, and I gave Diggins points for focusing the story around the way he described the new villain was pretty good. Can I say something about that IMDb summary?
Yeah?
It's almost a spoiler. Like, knowing who the villain eventually is and how they describe the villain in the summary, that's almost a spoiler.
Really? Evil masked figure?
Well, no, there's only one character who says, my job is to unmask those who are blah, 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 blah.
And that one character is the ghost at the start of the movie.
Oh, does the ghost really say it?
Well, that's why Daphne's
another
like, oh,
character.
that's why I think you're the masked guy, because you said the
Oh.
same thing the masked guy said.
Totally
Yeah.
missed that.
That was
Well, but
literally the
still-
entire point of why it made Daphne suspicious.
But still, I think DJ's onto something there. Maybe not the best word to use in the IMDb summary, now that I think about it. The ghost in the beginning, I'm trying to remember what it was. What the heck is the first ghost?
The Pteranodon?
Is that the cold open of the movie?
Yeah, the Pteranodon flying through the
Yeah.
city is the cold open.
That's right. Okay, cool. All right, guys, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. We got over the plot. We've talked about the characters, the director, all that stuff. So let's talk about how we felt about it. Wait no longer. DJ, what did you think of this movie?
I feel very similar about the first Scooby-Doo movie. Like, I think in general, it's fun. There are parts I liked more than the last movie. There are parts I didn't like compared to the first movie. I think I hated a lot more in this movie, but I think overall it kind of balances out. So I think it's fine. I think, like, same deal as the first Scooby-Doo movie. It's mostly fun. It's mostly harmless. There's some stuff that didn't age well. Same kooky antics, and, mostly a pleasant experience.
Okay.
And once again, only 90 minutes, so...
A nice tight 90, even
Ooh.
like really tight too. Under 90 without credits. And listen,
Yeah.
you'll want to stay for some of the credits.
Because you want to see certain American Idol superstars.
Yeah, like the least famous person that made it out of that season.
Did he get this gig, like, as the
Yes.
American Idol prize? Like, was this the
No,
prize?
Not as the prize, but I think that
Okay.
he came right off American Idol onto this, and I think
Right,
people were
okay.
like, "Well, obviously he's the star." And listen, I think he put in a great performance. Diggins, what about you? What did you think of Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed?
Unleashed. Scabby Dab Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah,
So, I think this movie is more charming, funnier. The CGI looks way better,
way better.
like insanely better.
I mean, the from 2002 to 2004, CGI did like age like it got so much better because of the Star Wars movies and that technology becoming more like kind of people going like, oh, we should invest money in this. I think that's a big part of it.
The Star Wars
Yeah.
movies that started airing in 1999.
Yes, exactly. But I think that had kind of matriculated and like matured a little bit past that initial, like, that first lap. We got to the second lap where people were kind of familiar with what it's supposed to look like and how to do it.
Closer to the Clone Wars? Whenever that
Yeah.
came out.
And like even like close to Revenge of the Sith, because that was what, 2005, right?
I
think it
was
was
in
99, 02, 05.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, like I think by this point we were like, oh, I see. You were able to see the faults of the bad ones and go like, I guess we don't do this way and this way. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted. You were saying the CGI is markedly better than the original.
Yeah, and just overall, I think this one's a big improvement over the first one. Not that I think the first one's bad. It's just this one went further in the good directions from what that movie was doing. So I might even venture to say that this movie is pretty good.
So I'm going to say I more or less agree. I agree with most of the points Diggins made, like better CGI. I think this movie used its characters better.
Yeah.
I think their chemistry was more like in tune. And I think the plot felt more Scooby-Doo. I think the humor, it got me laughing sometimes. And I'm all building up to, I kind of love this movie. I had a really good time with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I was like really enjoying it. And like, I think it being less than an hour long or an hour and a half long without credits is very helpful. But I found this almost everything about this movie, I was like, that's good. Like every little detail, like their little hideout, the Mystery Inc. headquarters. I was like, the design of this is good. Like everything is the lines they're saying, the silly outfits, Fred's ascot, the design of the monsters. Like I thought everything was pretty good.
Well, it does help that they mostly cribbed the designs of some of the better original Scooby-Doo monsters.
Right, but also, like, I liked the fact that you saw what the original monsters looked like. And even, like, I realized this because I have it going in the background. On the intro to the museum, you see the poster with some of the older monsters on it. And one of them is the ghost, the whatever it's called. I don't know, the
Are you talking
scuba
about
ghost.
the Green Ghost or Captain Cutler?
Captain Cutler. Which, I guess, do we see him in the movie? Is he one of the villains? I don't think so, right?
I don't believe so. No, he is. He is. He pops out of the lake when they're at the clubhouse.
Right. Yes. So I think, I guess it's more obvious going back and looking at some of the old monsters, like what the Black Knight looked like, maybe. You see him in the cartoons. Well, you know what? Screw it. Let's go 40,000 volt or 10,000 volt ghost. That was the one. I looked at its design in the cartoons, and I'm like, that's something. That's kind of what you'd expect. And I think these guys did a pretty good job of taking those ghosts, keeping what are their essential qualities, but creating a new look for them that is in, like, it's stylistic enough that it doesn't just feel like a complete, like, we're just doing this again. There's a little bit of artistry to it that I enjoyed, which is true of that one and the night one, I think, is the other one that I liked a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I like the design of the monsters. I like the way the characters interacted. I thought the plot in this one was better. It better served the characters. I think this movie had more silliness to it and more like kind of, I don't know. This movie kind of seemed to know what it was more. I don't know. I really liked it. I could watch this again. I'd show this to someone younger, like a kid, and be like, you'll be entertained by this. I think they would. The farting was better. Oh,
I don't think so.
It was part of the plot, at least. It wasn't just farting for farting's sake. It became weaponized. It was awesome.
What about the fake farting? The leather suit?
Well, I think we had to set up the rule of threes, DJ. We had the leather suit, and then we had Scooby-Doo farts when he's scared, and then the third fart. I mean, I think the leather suit was just kind of for gags, but I thought that was fine. I don't know. I thought it was cute. The Scooby-Doo farting, I guess, was more felt like they were like, okay, Scooby-Doo has to fart because this is a kids movie, but what can we do with that? And they came up with something, and I think that's kind of what I liked about this movie. A lot of it had goofiness, where it was like, yeah, the skeletons are just minions. They're all trying to, they're trying to get some silly little thing that the kids love. But also, it served a fun purpose, and the animation was fun enough to watch that I didn't mind it.
So, I will say that I agree that this movie did make marked improvements, like Fred not being a douche. I think
Loved
might be
Fred in this movie.
Yeah, I think that might be the biggest improvement this movie made. That isn't technical, like not talking about CGI or anything like that. Like in terms of the writing, I think him like being more like, I'm the leader and like I'm a little dopey, but I help the traditional Scooby-Doo dynamic. Like I help complete the three of Daphne and Velma and myself. Like they say something, I say something, and then we all bring it together. So that was good. I do think that this movie did take a few steps back, which is why I don't.
In what regard?
How?
All right, I'll get to it.
DJ's a bean stan, and the less Mr. Bean the movie has, the more he's gonna hate it. And I get it.
Well, as we
wonderful.
learned last week, DJ is the world's only Scrappy-Doo fan. So the fact that there's no Scrappy-Doo in this movie,
dude, I stand by it.
Not even his corpse or something. Not even like a reference. He should be in the Hall of Monsters. We'll talk about why it's not. It's fine. But
no, they should have had a scene where they're like, there's only one man who can tell us about this, and then they go visit Scrappy-Doo in jail, except it's the Pound.
I would have fucking died. I would have died. That would have made me so happy. And if he was like doing it through like a muzzle too, oh my god, that would have been great.
Hannibal Lecter style in a straitjacket and a muzzle.
Yeah, I ate his brains.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that would have been so funny. And they could have sent I don't know, I think you'd have to send Daphne, she's closest to your what's her
Clarice.
name analog. Yeah, your Clarice. Because I think Velma's probably too competent there, and just have her, I don't know, you know what, you could send Fred and have him be like, scared of Scrappy-Doo because of all of the nonsense. That would be so funny.
Because Scrappy-Doo tried to start a 10,000-year reign of darkness.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be so funny. And then you could let him out for the threequel. Like he escapes at the end.
Yeah.
Apparently they
like
really
Magneto.
were going to make a third one of these, but this one didn't make enough money.
It's a shame. Audiences didn't know what they were doing. I wonder when this was released. March 2004.
Anyway, we interrupted DJ saying what he doesn't
DJ,
like about
sorry,
this
you
movie.
were wrong about this because I'm kidding.
So,
but,
if I
mean,
may, no, it's fine. If we've learned anything over the past month and a half or so, these podcasts are better when there's friction. It makes these better. What we need in times like these are fighting. More fighting.
The more we hate each other, the better the pod.
Yeah.
So, the reason I'm kind of neutral on this is, like I said, I think this movie did a lot of stuff better. However, there's some things that I think if they were scuttled, it would have made for a better movie. And I might have been able to get to Nando's point where I loved it. Again, I liked it, I didn't love it. So, some things, broad things, I think that could have been fixed. I think Scooby and Shaggy's obnoxiousness was ratcheted up to an 11 to a point where it kind of started getting a little annoying for me. I'm like, okay, this is a little too much. Like, not just on, like, the goofy train, but, like, on, like, the obnoxious train. To a point where I just felt, you guys are just being kind of obnoxious-y and, you know, not, like, jerks, but just kind of over the top for the sake of being over the top. And I get that it's a kid's movie, but it just felt more thrown on than the last movie. So I didn't love that.
Interesting.
And honestly, the fucking sexy Velma scene and hello, mommy fucking killed me. I don't think there's any movie that could have that and for me to be like, I fucking love this movie.
What? You didn't like that?
I was cringe. I'm like, oh, this is gross.
But that's the point. It's supposed to be cringy.
It is the point to be gross. In 2004, where they're like, oh, this is so gross. We're really making a point here by making Velma fucking sexy. Yeah, let's make that point.
Oh my gosh, DJ.
And, you know, maybe I'm just way too woke.
What we're learning here is DJ is uncomfortable with how turned on he was by sexy Velma.
Wow.
Because he just can't handle his attraction to Linda Cardellini in Leather.
I mean, can any of us? Yeah. She's terrific.
This was not delicious, to use my favorite word when talking about things like this. It was the least delicious thing I've ever seen, as a matter of fact.
Oh my goodness.
What's the opposite of delicious? Not tasty? Repugnant?
Repulsive.
Repulsive.
Bad. I don't know.
I was repulsed.
So you're also not. So you're just not a Cardellinian at all. You're not a fan. You hate her.
That's not fair.
What do you like about Linda Cardellini? Give me a Linda Cardellini role you're like.
All right, well, let me talk about this movie. I think, in terms of playing the best homage to the original character, outside of Scooby-Doo, I guess, because it's a CGI tennis ball and a stick, I think she does the best Velma when she's being Velma. I think she's great.
Okay.
So,
wait, better than Shaggy? You like her better than Shaggy? He's wonderful.
I think I do.
I mean, I that's fair.
I mean, they're clearly the two best at being
they're the
characters.
two that are doing it. However,
whoa!
Not doing
they
it.
are
You know
not
what I
doing
mean?
it.
They're going for it. They're doing the characters. However, I do think what's his name?
That's Mystery Incorporated, where Velma and Shaggy are an item.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
I could see it the other way more. I think Daphne and Shaggy could. There's something there. They could like she's too like clean and together, and he's too much of a mess.
They're both kind of like airheads.
She's the only one who stuck with him in the Scrappy-Doo years, you know?
So, yeah.
That's where the bonds are formed.
It was her, Scooby, Scrappy, and Shaggy.
And then the Velma, we already talked about this, but the Velma-Fred coupling is nice. Because they're a bunch of, like, they're opposites.
This movie, I mean, the first movie of these, at least, was clearly pushing it, even though they cowered it out.
Very much so. Yes, absolutely. However, DJ still hasn't answered. What's your favorite Linda Cardellini?
I don't know. Give me some. I don't know what she's been
Capone.
in.
She's in Capone.
Oh, God.
Isn't she also the wife who says that's nice dear in Green Book?
I haven't seen Green Book. I'm woke.
So
Are you not woke, DJ?
Well, I have seen Green Book, so I guess not. But if she is the wife that says that, then she's great in that role.
Very good.
Love it.
She's also in Curse of La Llorona, Gravity Falls. She's in Gravity Falls.
What is she in Gravity Falls?
She's
I love Gravity
Wendy.
She
Falls.
plays Gravity.
Oh,
character
shit.
named Gravity Falls.
Then you know what? That's my preferred role for Linda Cardellini. Is
What
Wendy.
about Regular Show? Do you watch Regular Show?
Never watched me some regular
Okay.
show.
She's in
Who
that.
does she play in regular show?
CJ, character named
Is she
CJ.
just get? Is she
Seems
getting
like
that
she was in
Warner
it a
Brothers
lot,
money
too.
like hard?
What's up?
Like, is she getting that like hard Warner Brothers money?
Well, so
Like cash money, dollar bills?
she was in New Girl a little bit, not too much. She was in Mad Men for a while. I think that's probably her biggest role next to Hawkeye's wife, Mrs. Hawkeye. Yeah, I'm looking at her stuff now. I mean, she was in whatchamacallit. Like, it looks like she was in ER. Yeah, I would say, I don't know, something between Mad Men, Age of Ultron. Those are the two big ones. And, you know, she's good and stuff, though. I like her.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying I found the sexy Velma scene uncomfortable. Because, God, the "Hello, Mommy" is like burned into my brain, and I just
It's
wanted to.
so
You
funny.
say it's
smile
burned
at
into your brain, but that's not even
Yeah.
what she says.
What did she say?
She says, "Who's your mommy?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's even worse.
DJ's brain
It's
needs
even
at
worse.
least makes a little bit more sense.
True.
Also, Freaks and Geeks. That's the other thing. I don't know how I forgot.
I've
that,
never watched
but
Freaks and Geeks.
It's fine.
I'm not
She's in
cool,
it.
apparently.
No, it's you know, it is what it is.
Everything is what it is.
It is what it is. She's I mean, she's great. I mean, we'll see. It's all Capone right now. All the chips are riding on the Trank coaster where your chips shouldn't be.
I'm not saying this is a bad movie by any means. There's just stuff that if it was not in the movie, it would have been a better movie.
All right, DJ, that's a great thing to say, and it is definitely
And I'm wrong.
your
I
opinion.
understand.
Diggins, real quick, can you cut his line so that instead of him saying that, DJ just says this is a bad movie by any means, so we can turn the audience against DJ?
And
I
that
think that would be great.
He thinks our listeners are terrible people and huge losers.
DJ, what do you think of our listeners, real quick?
I think that.
What do you think they're not?
I was going to say, I think they are great people and definitely not losers.
Oh, wait, now that doesn't help. DJ, I want you to say the sentence this way. I do not think that blank.
Oh, I don't think that our listeners are losers.
Oh no, DJ! Pew, 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 pew. We got you, DJ. Oh my gosh, he doesn't even know how gotcha he is.
I'm got.
You got.
Got, as the kids
Boy
say.
got.
I'm excited for this the reaction to this. I hope all of our loyal listeners do a good Heather, whatever her name is, and cut that and make it the front page of the Coolsville News.
Nando, don't you mean the media is so evil, person?
Oh my God, they are.
The media is
Listen,
so evil.
They love to kick a good Fred when he's down. All he
Yeah,
wants
this
to
is-
do is save them.
Good old Fred Trump, Donald
Yeah.
Trump's father.
Donald Trump's father and Heather fake news, Heather and her
See,
good friend.
that's why
Ned.
that's why he hates the media so much, because he knows what they did to his father.
His hair is equally preposterous as Fred's in this
That's
movie.
true.
Yeah,
Also, isn't the thing that the media does super illegal?
for sure, probably.
Can't just right?
I'm feeling you can't let a
it's a-
dog drive either. These movies kind of the people in Coolsville let whoever do what they want, do what they want. As
Yeah,
long as
we
they're
don't
not
we don't know the
monsters.
local ordinances of Coolsville, so it's difficult to say.
I mean, listen, I'm sure that would be on Twitter now if they made Scoob like. I guess I don't know what the deal is with Scoob, but if there was this plot point about a media figure trying to ruin the mystery gang, that would definitely be a tweet that was floating around, or the TikTok maybe. I don't know.
Plus, I mean, this was before people were filming everything on their phones, so how would you prove that he didn't say it?
Right, and you know he clearly thinks it. I can see it on his smug little face.
It's true.
With his somehow worse haircut. I don't know how he got worse. That's the only downgrade here. The Fred haircut used to be silly but fine, and now he has like a weird Justin Bieber-y kind of thing going on. And not only is it like terrible, it also doesn't look like Fred.
I think you mean that Justin Bieber has a weird Fred Jones thing
Fred
going
Jones haircut. That's possible. I mean, this is definitely before Justin Bieber. I don't know where that hair came from or why they decided. Besides selling more Fred action figures, I don't know what the decision was to give him this disgusting mop of hair. But other than that, perfect movie, right, DJ? Yes. Oh wait, sorry. We'll use a clip of DJ saying yes.
Yeah.
There. These are where we got to put edit points. I should be taking notes.
on. We'll use a clip of him saying, "Great point, Nando."
Good point,
This-
Nando. Yeah.
this movie is definitely not a perfect movie.
See, that's not helpful. I need this.
No, we just take out the not. We just take out the not.
Yeah, that's like kind of too much work. I'd rather
Wow.
every sentence you say to start with, I don't believe that, and then blank. You know?
I do not believe that Scooby-Doo is a great movie.
Right. Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
Scooby-Doo 2.
To be due.
And by the way, given the plot point of this one,
Yeah.
why is this not the first movie?
I have no idea. It's insane that this is the second movie in this franchise.
Feels a little weird, right?
Were it not for one line of dialogue in Scooby-Doo 1 where Velma's boyfriend gets killed off screen, I think you could even say, like, this is the first one. This one is a prequel, like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And the second one is the result of that. Because there's nothing that separates them. Like, there's no, like, it's the same continuity, as far as we know. It's not even like they have the ghost from the last movie in this one. And apparently the studio is just like, we're not referencing that one in this one. Nothing from one shall carry to two.
No breakup. No
breakup.
Scrappy.
No
Pamela
Mary Jane,
Anderson.
No Pamela Anderson. Yeah, none of the things from the last movie are ever brought up here.
Neither Mary Jane nor a generic store version of Dave Franco.
Yep. He also did not. So, like, might as well just make this a prequel. I think, you know what? I'm just going to assume this is a prequel. And then I'm going to assume between this and the next one, the Island one, that things didn't work out with Seth Green. You know? Or maybe that guy is, like, tempting her. You know?
She's tempted by the fruit of another?
Yeah, and Seth Green is just at home and he's polishing his, like, museum, you know, like, dusting off the whatever, going like, I hope there's not some weird-looking me type there to, you know.
Right, but then when he sees the newscast at the end where generic store Dave Franco walks out with Velma, then she's tempted, but the truth was discovered.
Oh,
Keep
Wait,
going.
you're talking
Does
about
Nando
what's
not
going
know
on?
What you're doing? Wait, no. Nando, do you know what Diggins is doing?
Yes, of course I did. That's why I said
okay.
with what's going on. I think that's the next line.
Shit.
Tempted by
Apparently,
the fruit of
I don't
another,
know what's
tempted
going
the
on.
truth to discover what's going on. Now that you've been gone with some other or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm just going to take off this podcast. I'm going to go...
Wait, okay. Wait. So then you can set up Seth Green as the villain of the third one. He has been thrown. His weird mania that is dropped between Acts 2 and 3 is now the driving force behind the threequel, the third Scooby-Doo.
Oh, man. I'm going to wait till we get there, but I love how he acts when he's under suspicion.
Yeah.
I was thinking that if this movie came out this week, Jesus. If this movie was made today, that role would have been Charlie Day. They would have casted Charlie Day in that role. Probably similar heat as 2004 Seth Green.
Yeah.
I wanted that to be Charlie Day.
I want Kevin Hart. I want
Kevin
a
Hart?
short, little,
Really?
mean person. Yeah, Kevin Hart. I want to see Kevin Hart play mean. That'd be fun.
I don't think he could do the mania.
Yeah, you're
I don't
right.
think he has that.
But he doesn't have... See, what he has, the mania, he doesn't have the menace. That's what he's missing. And that's what they're all missing.
That's why I think it should have been Tom Cruise.
He would have been great. Oh my
God.
Like, what juxtaposition for Velma's love interest to be Tom Cruise?
Yeah. And
Plus,
like
he's
now
short
Tom Cruise. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God.
How tall is anyone in this movie? I think there's a point
Seth
where I
Green
really
is-
questioned all of the heights.
Seth Green is the shortest person ever.
But is he, though?
Well, when they're
Like,
doing
he
the line,
is.
when they're doing the line dance at the end of the movie, he is very short compared to all of them.
But so, like, Velma isn't that much shorter than Fred. I mean, she is when they're standing next to each other, where she put the high heels on. She's taller than him. Like, I don't know. Maybe they were on an incline. I don't know. This movie's great. Maybe
They're
they
also
stole Tom
very
Cruise's,
big
like...
heels.
They're humongous, and they're terrific. I love this movie. Guys, let's talk about this movie.
Let's.
So it leaves off in after some other movie ended to not be discovered. We'll never know because none of the things that happened in the last movie are referenced at all. Not even Melvin Dew. I was really hoping he would show up at some point, but he didn't. Because this movie is about kind of like the Mystery Inc. gang has done it again. They're the winners. They have the whole sweet museum put together to commemorate all of their various ghost-related victories.
The
Ghost and Monster.
Criminology Museum.
Which, man, they should just call it the Mystery Inc. Museum. How much other criminology Is it like, is there one wing that's the Mystery Inc. wing, and then another wing that's the, like, you know, Hatfield murders, where, like, some guy killed a bunch of families, and that's like, well, they have the fun one for kids, and then the real one with the real criminology in it, you know?
Yeah,
Where's
guys,
that?
did you... were you a little taken aback by the throwaway line towards the beginning of the movie where it's revealed that Velma's a phrenologist?
No,
I don't
didn't
know what that
realize
means.
that.
A phrenologist is a person who... there are various ways they go about it, but the most famous version of it is that they think they can determine people's like life outcomes by the shape of their skulls.
Yeah, is that why she, is that why she fights the skeletons in the end?
I just bring this up because there's a point with her and Seth Green in their when we're like establishing that they're both romantically interested in each other. He's like, "I'm going to a criminology conference. Do you want to come with me?" And she's like, "Oh my god, I love criminology. I love how." And then she uses a bunch of big fancy words, but what she's basically saying is, "I love how criminals talk different from normal people."
Oh, okay, but
And
there's
it's
not
like-
the word phrenologist isn't in there.
No, but
Oh,
what she's
okay.
basically saying is criminals are biologically different from regular people. A
Right.
criminal is a type of person you are, and you can't get away from that. So, yeah, Velma is actually deeply problematic, it turns out.
See, I wish it was phrenology, because I think there is something to be said in the Scooby-Doo universe for understanding the shape of everyone's head. And, like, their skull size, so that you can figure out who can wear what mask at any point. If there was ever a person that phrenology would be a useful skill to learn, or just the study of skulls, it would be for Velma or Fred or Daphne or whatever. So that they could just spot a goon from a mile away and go, not the right head shape for the groundskeeper, not the right head shape for the guy who owns the theme park. Oh, that's that investor guy. There he is. And then they deal with him. But no.
So wait, Diggins, I have a question.
Yeah,
So, are you familiar with Django Unchained?
I am familiar with the Django Unchained.
Is that thing that Leonardo DiCaprio does in the dinner where he, like, takes apart the skull of the old servant? Is that what he's doing? Is that phrenology?
Where he's, like, describing how the shape of the servant's skull is like...
Yeah, it's like, he has dimples here, which means servitude was his bag, man.
Yeah,
but
yes.
like
That's
okay.
phrenology.
That is phrenology. And much like in that movie, DJ, it was mostly used to justify racism.
Wow, so this feels problematic that Velma's into that.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
what I'm
she's
saying.
Like, I mean, just like that, maybe that's a theory that in 2004, she was trying to figure out.
Seems like a bad theory.
Well, but maybe she was going to protest the conference. We don't know. She wasn't speaking at it.
Maybe she's into phrenology because she hates the idea of it. Like, I'm really into flat eartherism because I think it's so dumb.
Exactly.
But I'm mad into it.
There's a possibility. Maybe Velma just goes and interviews dummies and makes them look silly. You know, maybe she's the all gas no brakes of the Mystery Inc. Coolsville universe. We all know what that is, right? Apparently not. It's fine, guys. We
Yeah, I
gotta
don't
talk
know.
about Scooby-Doo monsters. Everyone
Okay.
go Google all gas no brakes. It's hilarious. It's basically what I said. It's that man on the street thing. But this guy does it at flat earther conventions, and it's insane. Everyone should watch these videos. He did one at an open Minnesota rally or something. It's not good that these people are doing this. Not necessarily. I mean, listen, I'm not with that whole movement, but the people there are wild that he talks to, and that are real people. But anyway, guys, we gotta talk about Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
Oh, man. Seamless fucking transition, huh?
There's so much good stuff here. I'm really excited for us. We get to talk about how great this movie is. We have to start with the museum opening. It's great. I love all the details in this scene are fabulous.
Do you remember the Spawn Con in this scene?
Yeah, and it comes up later, I think, right?
Twice. It comes up twice.
TJ, do you want to introduce it then?
Yeah, so they're all coming out of the limo, and they're all in a version of their classic outfits, but like a fancy version.
Sorry,
So
the limo?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Stretch Mystery Machine limo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's
That
how you
is
know this movie
something.
isn't messing around.
They're like, props went crazy with this. So it rolls up, and there's like a big opening, and the news people are talking about the Coolsville Sonian Criminology Museum.
Yep.
And they all come out, and they're all fancy, right? Daphne's in a purple dress. Velma's in an orange dress. Fred comes out. He's, like, handing out ascots to fangirls.
Absolutely loved it. And he's pulling them out of his chest like a magician. Like, he's like, I got ascots for everybody.
Say, guys,
Daphne,
who do you think owns that Mystery Machine stretch limo now? And do you think they would sell it to me?
Oh, my God, yes. Dude, I would...
Oh, dude, for the wedding? Let's get it for the wedding.
Oh, my God. Come on. We have to have anybody listening to this right now, if you know anybody that worked on this movie or anybody that works in cars in Hollywood, get in touch with them, please, and find this van. I mean, it's probably been reused for something, but maybe we can scrape the paint off it and get to the wonderful layer beneath that is the Mystery Machine van. And then everybody that's getting out of the van in this wedding has to dress like one of these characters.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Including somebody in a Scooby-Doo costume.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo tie. That's all you need. That's just that little bow tie. And listen, obviously you would have this other thing in your hand, which is, I think, what DJ is going for here.
Right. So they're all doing their thing, and we'll get to the individual things, but specifically to the SpawnCon, Scooby-Doo is drinking a milkshake from KFC.
No,
which I didn't know
not.
Isn't it a milkshake?
What makes you think it's from KFC?
It was a KFC cup.
Oh, it's totally a KFC cup.
Yeah.
The version I have is a Burger King cup. I am looking at it right
No.
now.
Whoa.
What? Are you
Guys.
serious?
I'm 100% positive we are Baron seating right now. Oh my God.
I am looking at it right now, and it is a KFC cup.
Guys, I think we found some sort of insane thing. I'm going to share it in the chat. That between us,
Oh my God.
you guys, I don't want to disturb you, but it's a Burger King cup.
What the hell?
Oh wait, I put it in the wrong chat. Hold on, I just put it in a chat about some video game I'm in. Hold on. Okay, I don't want to disturb anybody, make you guys question your reality, but
This
it's a
is
Burger King cup.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, Nando, I am being 100% straight with you. I
I'm
have the
gonna
movie
screenshot the
on.
KFC.
I have the
I'll
movie
screenshot mine.
on.
Take a picture with your phone or something. I need to see it.
I am going to do that. It is a KFC cup in the version of the movie I am watching.
Wait, so he's drinking a milkshake from KFC?
That's why it doesn't make any sense that it's
Well,
KFC. I'm like, I don't
yeah.
think KFC has milkshakes.
You know
Burger
who
King
does?
does have.
Burger King. Wait, so later in the movie when he says, I wish we were at Burger King, man, that's KFC
He
for
says
you?
KFC.
Wait, are you fucking serious? He actually
No
says
way.
Burger King in your version? Because he
Yes.
says KFC in mine.
He says Burger King in mine.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is insane.
Send me, I want a picture from one of you, otherwise I don't
I am
buy it.
taking the picture right now. I am taking
Take
it
it.
right now. And I'm going to send it. I'm going to put it in the chat.
What
my God.
Mystery Inc.
Guys,
style
we are-
mystery have we uncovered?
We are uncovering a vast conspiracy.
We're
Oh my
Mandela-ing.
God.
This is it, in real time. Holy shit, how long have we all been quarantined? That, like... Oh, no! He sent it, it's real.
See? It's a KFC cup.
No, it's not. It's a Burger King cup. And he says Burger King in the movie.
And he says KFC in ours.
What the hell is going on? All right, I'm in
oh my God.
Scooby-Doo, KFC, Burger King. Okay.
You found it? Okay.
Alternate versions.
Ugh.
This on IMDb. Depending on which version one watches, there is a product placement for either KFC or Burger King. When Scooby accidentally spills his milkshake onto the chauffeur, and before that, he eats a BK Whopper or a KFC chicken sandwich. What?
I don't remember that.
Why
part.
though?
It's-
Why?
It's like 10 seconds before this. It's really
Yeah,
quick.
it's just
Okay.
like finishing some food item
Okay,
as he
sure.
leaves the truck or the. Wow.
But wait, what determines whether you get Burger King edition or KFC edition?
I don't know.
And why are there two versions?
Is it like whichever like fast food store you buy your DVD from? Like if you go into a KFC and they're like, and you're like, give me a Scooby-Doo. They hand you one with like a little KFC sticker on it.
Now it's whichever one of the two franchises you ate at most recently. They do like a deep state search on your background and find out which one of those two it is, and then that's the one they give you.
Oh no, that's not good, is it? But also, I'll take it. This is what the future of movies will be like, though. Really,
Dude.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Thank goodness that we watched different versions. We never would have known. We never would have known.
I mean, we probably would have brought up how weird it is that at one point Scooby-Doo has a KFC milkshake.
Right, but right, I see what you're saying. Like, hey, that's weird. Why is that? Because, yeah, I don't think KFC sells milkshakes. I could be wrong. Maybe it's region-based or franchise-based, but I wasn't aware. Wow, this is... Wow.
What the heck?
Diggins, how did you get your movie? I Amazon Primed mine.
I got mine from Voodoo.
Nando, what about you?
Similar legal means, guys. Similar legal means. I can't remember which website I got it from, but I bought it from a website. I had they sent me a real paper receipt that I ate just so the government couldn't find me. Are they even in the same company? Are BK and KFC like both like Yum brands or something?
Good question.
Are they like competing villain brands? Like the enemies? Dude, what happened?
So it seems that they're under Yum brands.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh no, I'm sorry. So no, Yum brands is they're not owned by the same company because Yum brands is like Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, and they have Habit Burger. Whoa, guys.
Wait a second, guys.
Yum
What?
Brands, we've totally gone... Yeah, no, Yum Brands does not own Burger King. Oh my goodness.
So MovieMistakes.com has some pretty good points here. Or not good points, but okay. So it's MovieMistakes.com. Yes. Question.
All right.
I just watched the movie on Netflix, but there was one minor change. In the DVD version at the beginning of the film, when Shaggy and Scooby came out of the limo, Shaggy is holding a cup from Burger King, and later in the movie, they're at Wickles Manor. Shaggy complains they can never investigate at a Burger King. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on. I just picked up my DVD off the floor. That's what it was. However, on the Netflix version, the line and cup were changed to KFC. Does anyone know why? It seems pretty strange. Answer. The simple answer is money. Just like we said before, everything's about money. Although it has to do with film studios' distribution companies releasing American films to the international audiences. Because of the technology, studios can digitally alter films and now sell product placement rights more than once. Practice started with Demolition Man, where in the U.S., Taco Bell is the only surviving fast food chain. But wait a second, overseas it's Pizza Hut?
Wow.
What? Have you guys seen Demolition Man?
No.
Taco Bell is like a big part of it. I had no idea Pizza Hut is... That's bizarre. Okay, so anyway, in Scooby-Doo 2, Burger King purchased the product placement rights for Warner Brothers for the film, along with right of first refusal. Burger King then decided to just focus on the U.S. plug. Warner Brothers was free to sell the plug to the international market release, which KFC bought. So the DVD version was the domestic release version, and the Netflix version is the international version.
Wow.
But I do not have an answer for why Netflix is showing the international version, but I'm sure it has to do with purchasing the rights of the stream, unless KFC also bought product placement for streaming. Wow.
This is incredible. This is the best find. Have we ever had a find like this on a podcast?
I mean, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
This will definitely be a thing in like 3 years. It'll be like baseball, where Diggins, do you watch baseball? Are you familiar with what it looks like when you look at baseball from in real life? Like if you look at the batter and
I have seen a baseball game, yes.
In real life?
In real life.
Like it's still like an MLB game.
Yes.
Oh my god. So many follow-ups.
So you know what I'm getting at, DJ, right?
Yeah.
There are screens that are just green screens for the purpose of green screening ads to different markets, depending on where you're watching the movie. I wonder if that's what it'll be like, where just Scooby will be holding a green screen thing, and then it will turn out to be, whatever. And then it'll be like, well, you probably would eat at KFC instead of Burger King, so let's remind you of KFC or whatever.
Hey, guys, do you think that, like the Call of the Wild movie, they had a man walking around on all fours in a green screen suit? to be Scooby in these scenes.
I think they
licking
would
his
have to.
face and doing all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And that man was either Scooby-Doo, or if you saw it internationally, I don't know, Snoopy? A different version of the movie?
Scabby Dab.
Scabby
You
Dab.
guys saw the Scabby Dab version, and I saw the Scooby-Doo version. Because mine's the real one, kind of. Jesus, that's so weird. That's so
Yeah,
weird.
It's strange as hell.
Well, good. Good that we learned this. It's so weird. Wow. Okay. What else happens in this movie? Besides
Oh
Burger King?
man. So entry limo scene.
Okay,
There's
so
one-
they all have fans. So
Right.
real quick, Fred's are girls, young girls, because he's Freddie
Teen
Prinze Jr.
girls.
Teen girls,
Yeah.
right. Daphne has a couple of little children, girls, and then
Yeah,
also
some like girls run up to her, like little, like actual little girls, like.
and then middle-aged men
Ugh,
with
yep.
tattoos.
Yep.
Yeah, actually very disturbing.
But then also Velm has like some weird nerd crew or something.
Yeah,
What's their deal?
It felt like it's look, it's a nerd like us, and she's famous or some shit like that. That's
But
what it
it's-
felt like.
Yeah.
It's that same thing where they're nerds, but they're really just like, you know, there's one with like colored hair that I'm like, all right, that one passes a nerd. The other one are just like models with glasses on.
Right.
It's a
yeah.
little like, come on, guys, you couldn't find fans of these characters that are just real human people, but
Yeah, true.
maybe they're just like Linda Cardellini fans, where it's like, I don't know, maybe they know her from. I guess it would have to be Freaks and Geeks though, so it should be the real freaks and the real geeks.
Oh yeah.
And then who are Shaggy's fans?
Well, Shaggy
Diggins, yeah.
finds his fans by sniffing the air, because you see when he sniffs the air like that, you see he manages to sniff out some of that weed.
Oy, oy, oy.
But that's the only weed joke in this movie, so I'm not going to do that bit again.
Oh, that's good. Apparently,
so I have a-
some of those were taken out of the movie, according to that page that I read before.
Oh.
But I don't know if we got the version with the single weed joke, and there is a version with zero, or we got this version with one weed joke, and there's a version with several more.
So I have a question. What is the movie supposed to think? What are we supposed to think he's smelling? Is it weed? Because this is a kid's movie. Like, are we supposed to think Shaggy's like, oh, fuck, weed, yeah.
At one point, doesn't someone call out Shaggy on smelling, just like as a smelly person?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Maybe it's that. That's the only explanation I can think of besides more Burger King. But it's like, you can see it. It's a smoke. Like, there is a
Yeah.
haze on the camera. One of the guys in the frame is smoking, has something in his mouth, although, like, he kind of eats it. But it could have been...
You can eat it if the cops
a
are coming,
joint.
Nando. Come on.
Oh,
Don't
no,
be a
it's a
chump.
lollipop. Never mind. I mean, it could be an edible,
Ah.
but then where's the smoke? I don't know. That's really strange.
Anyway, whatever. Just the thing I was like, what are, like parents are going to be like, but what are kids supposed to think? Like, oh, were they cooking?
Yeah.
Probably.
They were
Like,
cooking
oh,
something,
Shaggy
Johnny.
smelled some food.
Yeah.
Or kids will just be like, that was weird, and then move on with their lives.
I think that might be it. Also, this movie is like, I think it's worth mentioning this movie is white as the driven snow. Like, this movie is
Much like Scooby-Doo itself.
exactly. Shaggy has the single fan of color. It is one of Shaggy's admirers on the stage. Everybody else has just a little, hanger-on group of, white guys that look kind of like them. Although, Scooby has a bunch of dogs. Do you guys remember what the dogs say?
Sign my bowl.
Yep.
I'm blanking on the rest.
Well,
Okay.
I remember the
So-
I remember the third one.
Oh, sniff my butt. Sniff
Yeah.
my butt.
The third one is the one that second one's the one I have trouble with. Tug on my chew toy.
I
yeah,
just let that
right.
one go. I didn't even. I was like, oh, that was said.
Hey.
So here's my question here. Scooby-Doo,
Yeah.
because this movie, and we're going to talk, this will come up, I forget if we talked about this movie is like markedly hornier than the first movie. Does Scooby-Doo, the dog from this movie, want to mate with a dog or a person?
Has Scooby-Doo been neutered, is your question?
No, I'm saying, is Scooby-Doo into people or dogs?
Is he like pansexual? Is that like the question? Like that robot from Star Wars? Is that what
Yeah, L3R5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because later in the movie, Scooby will dance with a woman in a way that kind of makes you go like, Scooby thinks if this dance goes well, he's getting invited home.
Woohoo!
Whereas here, it's kind of like Scooby's groupies are dogs. And obviously, Scooby-Doo is in disguise in that one scene. That's the whole thing. But I'm like, man, what's Scooby want? You know, what's in it for him?
Hold on. As established in the first movie, Scooby-Doo has a pure heart.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's true.
I think he's just doing it for the love of dance. And of course, having absorbed our human cultural norms, this is what he knows dancing to look like. I don't think Scooby, in his interiority, has any thought about, making it with this human woman.
Right. Little does he know. It's there
Brown
for him
chicken
if he
bow
wants
wow.
it. Yeah. So then they go to the museum. They see all the displays. It's like this gigantic ball. If you look at the extras, they are not dressed like the Scooby Gang. They are dressed like the extras in a Cinderella movie. It's definitely worth taking a look. I mean, maybe they're not in mine. Maybe they're dressed in T-shirts in yours. But, like, people have full ball gowns on with those, like, long arm-length gloves. It's a black tie event.
Well, for this grand opening, they probably invited all the rich donors and whatnot.
It seems like it. I wish they had let the Scooby-Doo gang know, because Shaggy is wearing, like, a weird little black or brown and green ruffled suit, because he is trapped in the 70s or whatever.
It was also the ugliest thing that has ever been seen.
I love it. Can that be what I wear when I'm stepping out of the limo? PJ, can I call that costume?
You can be
Sure.
Shaggy.
I mean, really, I want the men's version of the Daphne costume. That's my favorite one, because she has
one was pretty good.
She has this silly 70s frills, and I think that'll get me a lot of attention, which is what everyone wants, really. So in the museum, we meet Velma's crush. I don't know what his name is. Johnny P. Poindexter, let's say.
Patrick Wisely.
I was close. Played by Seth Green. What did we think of Seth in this movie?
He Seth Greened it up, and boy did he do it.
He didn't really Seth Green it up,
Diggins?
though, because the character's just kind of not around or doing anything at any point.
It's weird. What is Seth Greening it up? Is it what he does in Austin Powers? Because I'd say that's my Seth Green. He's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what he is in Entourage. I'm assuming other things.
So Seth Greening it up is being like kind of a dim dirtbag.
Right,
All right, so
and
maybe
in
he
Rat
didn't
Race.
Seth
Have you
Green
guys
it up
seen
here.
Rat Race?
No.
Speaking of crossovers with Mr. Bean, he shows up in there as that, like, dim, douchey, like, 2000s dirtbag. Same in Italian Job.
I will say that there is a part of this movie where you're not supposed to know. Well, oh wait, had you guys seen this movie prior?
Oh,
Yes.
several times.
Oh,
I couldn't quite figure out what was going on, but I knew who was and wasn't in on it in the beginning.
This was my first go of it, and it's that whole thing where the movie's like, "Whoa, is Seth Green good or bad?" And then it's obvious he's good, but
I don't know if that's even obvious at the end of the movie.
Well,
I still have
sure.
questions about him, but
It's obvious that he wasn't involved in the film's events. I don't know if it's obvious that he's good.
yeah, I guess that's closer.
Fair enough. So, I guess there's a part there where it's like, is he Seth Greening it up? Is he gonna be a big jerk to Scabby? Scabby, oh my
To
god,
Scabby Dab.
To
Scabby Dab. the one you guys got, yeah.
Yeah,
and his
Scooby and Shaggy in this weird alley.
Yeah, his
I don't
bucket
know.
of chicken. I would say, if anything, because if you guys seen Charlie's Angels, the first one with Drew Barrymore and all
2000?
them,
Yes, yeah.
do you remember Sam Rockwell's heel turn in that? That's kind of what I would expect there.
Yeah. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
when he's like, I'm a nerd, but also I'm part of it. And he doesn't quite go there, but there is something I do like. The movie throws a lot of red herrings at you. I'd say way better than the last one.
Right.
And he has one that it's never resolved for me, and I'm like, what was the deal with that one specifically? We'll
the
talk about
alleyway
it.
one? Yeah.
No, another one. The alleyway one is equally weird, but it's a little thing that kind of comes and goes. Real quick, the museum. Awesome museum. I want this exhibit to tour. The What If Scooby-Doo Monsters Were Real exhibit. It's so fun.
One
I've
day
go
when
to
we
it.
can go to exhibits and things can tour.
Yeah, that's true.
One day.
Hey, I went to the Met virtually this weekend.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
Is that going to be your rec? Because that's a thing anyone could do in theory, right? Or is this some kind of special New York resident bullshit?
Anyone could do it, but it is not going to be my rec.
Could you do it with a VR headset on?
Presumably.
Could you do it and then have the Met come to life? Like,
Could you do it
at the
in a
museum.
box?
Like Night at the Museum.
Could you
Yeah.
do it with a fox?
Do you want to do it with a fox, Scooby-Doo? Is that what Scooby's looking for in this movie? Oh, my God. He's like a fox, but a fox is a person, and a fox is also a way to describe a sexy lady. Also, it's news. What am I supposed to do as Scooby, me, the dog?
We've never talked about what Scabby Dab looks like, but Scabby Dab might be a fox.
That's true.
Food for thought. If we're going, dollar bin store versions of everything.
Yeah,
probably
he
just
could
a-
be like a large fox.
He's probably just a different breed of dog, right? Like he's like a Doberman or something.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah.
what, Scooby-Doo?
Scabby
Right
Scabby
now?
Dab.
Right,
Scooby-Doo's
yeah.
a Great Dane.
Scooby-Doo.
Scabby-
Great Dane, right,
Scooby is
yeah,
a Great
yeah,
Dane.
sorry. That's true. He could be. He could be like a Pomeranian. He could be one of the dogs that wants to have Scooby-Doo tug on their chew toys.
Tug on my shoe toy. I
I
honestly,
think that's a Pomeranian.
maybe this is my dumb brain, but so I thought of it as like, when dogs play with each other, they like tug on rope or shit like that. So
Yeah, but
TJ, that is what it is.
Yeah, but
We're
that's
just-
not a chew
okay.
toy. I would say those are
We're
different
making
toys.
it a weird sex thing because we're gross.
No. As someone who knows dogs, I would say, and DJ, you have a dog, I would say a chew toy and a tug-of-war toy are different toys. A chew toy
That is
a
accurate.
squeaky mouth kind of toy that is
Yes.
a one dog at a time toy. Whereas there are the tug-of-war kind of toys that are like ropes with like that a person is supposed to hold one end of, and that is not the same. So I think the movie wants us to think that either the dog thinks that its own chew toy is its
is its dick?
and Scooby-Doo is Scooby-Doo like into boy dogs?
I don't know.
If this dog thinks Scooby-Doo is going to tug on its chew toy, and no judgment, but that's the only way you can read that, right?
I mean, you could read it any way you want.
I guess you could read it any way you want.
You know what? I think this is more cementing my argument that this movie has a lot of bad in it.
I think it's cementing our argument that this movie has a lot of good in it.
I think at one point DJ said the phrase, "This might just be that I'm an idiot or something," and the headers of the audience should crop that phrase out as well.
No.
And just throw that in front of things you don't agree with and play those as clips. Here's the thing, guys. They go to this exhibit with all of the... Like I said, I really need to go to this real exhibit. And everything's in, little exhibit. It's like, there's the suit of armor, and it's sitting there. And there's the creeper costume on a mannequin. But then, what to our wandering eyes does appear? Well, what to our wandering eyes does appear?
Wow.
It's a big pterodactyl, right?
Yeah, but what's it in?
A glass case?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the lone glass display case in the room. I don't get it. They think they would steal pieces of the pterodactyl? What's that? What's that for? Drama?
Well, you see, Nando, the pterodactyl, the pteranodon costume, unlike all the other costumes, which are elaborate but ultimately like cheap fabric and other such materials, the pteranodon costume is lined with solid gold.
It
Oh.
would seem.
So
Tracks.
it's too valuable to just be having out without some kind of protective casing.
That is fair. And it is also even though characters look at it earlier and go like, that's the pterodactyl or pteranodon or whatever. Is it pteranodon or pterodactyl? Let's clear this one up real quick. What is it?
I'm pretty sure it's a pteranodon, but I'm going to double check.
I thought they were saying pteranodon the whole time.
I'm pretty sure they call it
It's
a pterodactyl ghost.
Guys, is this going to
Oh,
be
really?
another...
Mother
Oh,
of goodness. Well, this makes
Oh
sense
my
because
God.
Burger King made their famous pterodactyl burgers, but KFC used pteranodon meat. So it's called the Pterodactyl Ghost on the Scooby-Doo Villains wiki, but this is the cartoon one. I think it's pterodactyl in all of the versions. Scoobypedia is very clear.
Yeah, you're right.
So this pterodactyl, is there a difference between the two?
In terms of, like, the fossils, yes.
Yeah, just like what is it?
I think a pterodactyl
Is it hands?
Yeah, because dactyl means, like, hands.
You'd assume, right? Yeah. Pterodons are also seemingly... no, never mind. I don't know. But I would assume it has to be that they just have hands on their wings as opposed to don't. But all of the pictures I'm looking at do have both. Maybe they are the same
I think
thing.
pteranodons are bigger.
So pterodactyl is a term often used to refer to any pterosaur. though some may reserve it for the short-tailed, more advanced species. If this is what you mean by pterodactyl, the answer is that pterodon is a type of pterodactyl. However, as someone if you capitalize pterodactyl, you assume you're talking about genus Pterodactylus, which lives in Germany during the late Jurassic period. So, no, it's kind of both. I don't know. There's bigger and smaller ones. That seems to be the big thing, like the single differentiating factor. But also, obviously, hands seem to be part of it, but I don't know if they are.
How about that?
Interesting. So,
How
okay.
about that?
So the Pterodactyl Ghost, upon first viewing, is not covered. And then, later, it is covered for a dramatic reveal. That what?
Oh, it's alive!
But it's just a ghost. I mean, it's just a costume.
Oh, no. Can I also point out that later on we see what the actual pterodactyl costume looks like, and it is nothing like this monster? Like, Seth Green doesn't look at this and go, that's radically different from the exhibit I got. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to find, when do we see a picture of it?
After this scene, when they're talking about who the original pterodactyl ghost was, we get a flashback to him using the costume. And it's like, very obviously not a real pterodactyl. It's like,
not for his jail escape, for something else?
Yeah, first we see him stealing money with it, then we see his jail escape.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so then, like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, people are tricked by a lot of things in the Scooby-Doo universe that are, like, easier for us to see because of the CGI. It's kind of like how, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Remember how you used to watch cartoons and some of the things were going to move and some of them weren't? And because they weren't part of the background, the thing that was going to move was often, like, colored differently. You know what I mean?
Not exactly.
So let's call it cartoon vision. You're watching a show, right? You're watching Scooby-Doo, per se, as one of the shows that a child would watch. Although, like, Hey Arnold, or some of the more modern shows had this as well. And Scooby and Shaggy would walk into a room with a bookcase full of books. And they would all look the same, except for one.
Oh,
that was
like
the book that was
one
supposed to animate.
Yeah. Yes.
And maybe we have animation vision here when we watch this movie, and we can see that the ghosts look different, but maybe in Scooby-Doo vision they don't. That's got to be it.
That could be it. That could be it.
They shouldn't show this version to people. They should only show it to characters in the Scooby-Doo-verse, because they would be tricked by that, you know? It's a mistake.
It's true.
But hey, man, nobody's
perfect. They would call
perfect.
them out.
Yeah.
Like the SpawnCon. They'd be like, this is wrong.
Exactly.
Would definitely happen.
There's so many mistakes with this movie. I mean, the KFC Taco Bell thing is humongous. I can't get over it.
Wait, there's a third version of this movie with Taco
Bell
Bell?
is part of the other thing. The KFC Burger King thing.
He spits out his Pizza Hut milkshake.
Oh, my God. Might as well be.
Makes just as much sense.
He spits out his Jamba Juice.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. But okay, so then, disaster strikes. The Pterodon Ghost, or whatever, shows up, and it does lots of crime. It's like, hey, screw you guys. And it, what does it do?
It flies around and is a menace, generally.
But does it do anything specific?
Well, it does take something.
It does. What does it take?
Well, it happens to take the Black Knight costume. The Black Knight Phantom, or Ghost, or however you want to refer to it, of course,
Black Knight Pterodactyl.
The Black Knight Pterodactyl. Black Knight Pterosaur, to be specific.
I'm pretty sure that one was larger, but yes, go on.
Is the first villain in the first episode of Scooby-Doo ever made.
So the Black Knight is, or the Pterosaur?
The Black Knight is.
So, like, when is the Pteranodon a thing? Or did they make that up for this?
No, there's every monster that appears in this, except for one, is in an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Why didn't they just make the bad guy the Black Knight then?
Because they wanted him to fly? I don't know.
That must be it.
Is the main bad guy the only one that doesn't appear in an episode of Scooby-Doo?
No, because the Pterodactyl Ghost is in an episode of Scooby-Doo.
I mean...
well, he's not a monster, though. I'm talking about there's a monster in this movie. And when you think about it, it's very obvious which monster in this movie was not in an original episode of Scooby-Doo.
Black Tar Ghost?
No, it's one you're not even thinking of because you're not even considering it when I say this.
I think I know which one it is. But, does the...
The suspense will kill me.
I did a quick Google. It is. Does the...
Damn it.
Maybe the Pterodactyl was like a flashback episode?
Well, I mean, the original continuity is not exactly clear.
Yeah, maybe you could make a get, like, kind of make us like scenario where it works that way. Who the hell knows? But,
I mean, it doesn't have. I mean, it's fine. They have the Black Knight Ghost in there. It doesn't have to be that the Pterodactyl Ghost was their first one ever.
Well, it seems like then this movie exists to destroy me in some sort of trivia situation. Where the question is, what's the first Scooby-Doo monster guy? And I would obviously say, as someone who has seen this movie, the Pterodactyl, and I would be wrong. I guess first I'd say Scrappy-Doo, just in case there's something I missed.
As most Scooby-Doo episodes were 2 15-minute chunks, do you know who the second villain in that first episode was?
I'm going to take a guess that it's...
I'll give you a hint. He is not in this movie.
Is it the... oh, man.
Well, he's not one of the villains in this movie.
Is he referenced at all?
You can see him in the museum.
Is he that ghost with chains on him?
Nope.
Is it the creeper?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was one of those, for sure. All right. So the Pterodactyl Ghost steals the Black Knight armor, and then what happens? A new character appears, Monkey Man, or whatever we're calling him. Does he have a name?
Monkey Man?
Guy looks like a monkey. He has like a monkey face. You know?
What?
Do you not see that?
What?
Do you mean like the guy who's like, Mystery Inc., we will unmask you as fraud?
Oh,
like
you mean the Phantom
face.
of the Opera?
Yeah, pretty much.
The Phantom of the Museum.
That's what I called him in my brain. He was Monkey Man. But does he get a name?
No.
Okay. That seems like a missed opportunity.
What is it in the official cast list?
Well, I don't think it is in the cast list.
Yeah, because you wouldn't list anyone as playing that character because that would be a spoiler.
And I think when everything is said and done, it's
Yeah,
obvious who that would have been.
Yeah, you don't need to say who played that character because we know who all the other characters are.
Yeah.
In the plot summary of Wikipedia, it is the evil masked figure.
There you go. That's fair.
So we'll
How
go
great
with that,
would it be,
I
though,
guess.
if as the movie started, it was like, and let's make up fake cast members for all of this for people that don't want to be spoiled, and starring Lin-Manuel Miranda as the fake masked figure, and then he's somebody that shows up selling popcorn or something. It's like, oh, Fred, I went to school with you. I hate you. That would be fun. Speaking of Lin-Manuel, Hamilton next week. Are we going to nitpick that? Or whatever.
So,
not next week, a couple months.
Fun fact, in the cast list, it has Scott McNeil as evil masked figure.
Well, that's a guy.
I very seriously doubt they had either of the actual actors who might be in there.
I think you could get away with it with voice modulation nonsense.
No, what I mean is there's no way either of them would agree to do it.
Oh, maybe. Scott McNeil is a voice actor, it looks like, from stuff. I'm having trouble for some reason. His IMDb page isn't loading. But he was in Transformers and things of that nature.
And the evil masked figure. Ooh.
Oh, Wolverine in X-Men Evolution. Okay, I know this voice.
Shit, he was Wolverine in
G.I.
X-Men
Joe.
Evolution? Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a hero.
I know. What a champ. That Wolverine's cool. It's not the one that's in all the other stuff, so I'm having trouble with the voice, but I know it. Okay.
He has done an insane amount of Japanese animation dubbing.
I feel that's how they all go, you know? You do some voice acting, or you do no voice acting, or you do all of it. He is Piccolo, for example.
Mobile Suit Gundam.
Could you hear that now, going back?
Oh, man.
If you watch this movie again, could you be like, oh yeah, Piccolo's the bad guy?
I don't think I could.
Well, he's not usually Piccolo. That must be in
really?
just a certain dub.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Christopher Sabat is usually Piccolo.
Are we sure? Mm-hmm.
So, Dragon Ball Z Kai, he is Piccolo.
Yep.
I'm scrolling down.
Dragon Ball Z, the Tree of Might.
There's so many
Funimation
things on this
Sabanza.
list.
Man, he's done so much.
People that, I said, people that do voice actors, you just getting this, so much stuff. Oh, he was in Dragon Tail Sweet.
This guy's got money,
Jetfire.
right? You get money for this stuff.
Voice actors don't get paid a lot, TJ.
Oh.
Cobra Khan.
Hey, Diggins, I think I'm a real idiot.
Oh, wait, okay. Dragon Ball Z TV series, 205 episodes, Piccolo Majin Buu. Canadian version. Well,
there we go.
Damn it.
It's the ocean dub.
Wait. Why is the Canadian dub different from the, American dub?
Actually,
Because he
this
doesn't
is
have Burger King like the rest of them.
This is like a big thing, actually, that there's
Is
the
it really?
Ocean dub versus the Funimation dub.
Why is it? I want background, but I'm not sure if we have time.
You definitely
It's
do.
fine.
We've
is it,
spent
Diggins?
so much of this podcast not talking about Scooby-Doo.
This is Burger King, Quibi, and Dubs, and then also sometimes Scooby-Doo.
We're
I
like
just wanna know
5
why it's-
minutes into the movie.
I like this movie a lot, and there's a lot I want to talk about, but like, how can we not talk about these other things? They're so interesting.
So, well, you said it's a big deal. What's like the big thing with it?
It's not like a big deal like there was some huge legal battle. It's like a big deal to people's memories of Dragon Ball Z that there are 2 fairly different dubs.
Oh, wow.
Like, but no good reason why.
Just, rights to anime back in the 90s was the Wild West.
Ah, okay.
Damn. That's interesting. I would watch a documentary on that.
Yeah.
I would watch a documentary on 90s animation dubbing rights.
I'm sure such a documentary exists.
Get Jason Ayre, the guy who's doing the Jordan doc. Get him. It's probably great.
I don't
Get all the Jasons. Jason Alexander. Get him in there. He'd probably be helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like
Jason Aaron.
whatever
Get 'em all.
documentarian is doing the documentary should have some amount of interest in their subject. And I doubt the man doing the Michael Jordan documentary is super interested in 90s dubbing practices.
I'm sorry. You don't think there's a person... You don't think the person who grew up in the 90s would like both the greatest fictional human being and the greatest, like, real human being?
Yep, you know
Michael
what, you got
Jordan
me.
is, without a doubt, the Goku of the real world. For a while, he was. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Put that on the poster.
Put it on it.
Make that the title of this podcast.
Also, real quick, I went and looked. The Pterodactyl Ghost suit from actual, like, Scooby-Doo, like, the canon of the show, is there. It's in the museum, in the case. And it's the one that he wears in the flashback. And you see it. And we're, like, a foot from it. We're so close. And then a scene changes. Like, not even a scene changes. Like, a perspective cuts, and it's the CGI one. So, like, this, whoever this was, and whoever this will turn out to be, made this thing real feel like Wi-Fi in a second and nobody saw it.
No. Wait. No. Because the version in the museum is different from the version used to make the monster, because the monster we see flying through the city before the museum opening, so we can't have used the one in the museum to make it.
It would seem to be. However, if you go back to about 5 minutes and 0 seconds, so like, well, no, it's like 4 minutes and 4 minutes and 54 seconds into the movie, you see the dragon or the dinosaur costume that is the one that you're describing. The one from the flashback.
Right, but you're forgetting that after the evil next figure leaves, Velma is investigating and she finds a secret hatch underneath the Pterodactyl Ghost costume pedestal. So he didn't turn it to life, he just switched them.
Did we ever figure out what the deal with that was?
No, I was like, why isn't anyone like searching to where this secret trapdoor goes to see where the ghost came from? But
I think
everyone decides they're not interested.
I think a certain character that definitely was involved in it, that is never implicated in it, was involved in it. And
Seth Green?
Yeah, I think he sidled up to Velma in an attempt to not be implicated, because, yeah, he definitely did it.
It's quite an accusation.
I'll put my proof right out there.
I mean, there's something I want to point out, but we're not there yet. So
Yeah, we'll get there. Eventually the movie
we
we'll
won't.
Get past
We will
5
not
minutes
get
of the
there.
movie. Okay.
in hour
okay.
6 of this podcast, we'll get there.
So they try to
Okay.
tap the pterodactyl, it doesn't work, and then they find this hatch and nobody checks. My best guess is it's an empty hatch or whatever. Or, like, it's just like a little trapdoor
Well,
that goes.
apparently it connects to the sewers, because that's what we see the ghost fly into in the like opening crawl.
Oh yeah. What the heck is going on with this movie? Also, maybe they all have that. Maybe that's how museums work. DJ, when you went on your tour, who went on the Met tour? Diggins?
I did.
When you went on the Met tour, did you try to open any of the exhibits?
Any of the virtual exhibits?
Yeah, did you try?
Yeah, I did.
What happened?
Well, first they virtually kicked me out, but before that,
Before that?
I did see that underneath Starry Night there was a tunnel leading down to the New York City sewers.
Wait,
Oh,
So-
shit.
Wait. Hold on. Where did you see this?
In the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Starry Night in the Met?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did you think it was?
I thought it was in the MoMA.
Nando, you uncultured fuck.
Oh my god. What's the one in the MoMA then?
Presumably modern art, because it's the Museum of Modern Art.
Yeah. Whoa, no, I'm right. It's in the MoMA.
Is it really?
Yep.
Whoa, get fucked, Diggins and me.
Wow.
So, I mean, 89. It's kind of modern compared to, like, pharaohs.
Diggins, you need to say, like, I'm an idiot or I'm not an idiot so I can cut it and,
I love how DJ just keeps throwing these in here. All of our loyal listeners, we've got all of DJ's, like, emotions and, like, stances on things.
And vulnerabilities. And
Starry Night is in MoMA, and it's that one thing that, like, everyone crowds around. I like my museums. I have an art degree. I will
say, one of the, like, images that they were displaying of, like, here are the different exhibits you could check out was Starry Night. So I think this was a combination of the two.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, just like some sort of New York museum thingy.
Just to explain why I was confused.
Okay. No, that's fair. I mean, listen, the Met's a great museum. It's got the coolest stuff. However, the Met has a lot of stuff that's cool in person. The MoMA does too, I guess. But, like, the Met has all the, like, Hall of Armor and, like, all kinds of Egyptian stuff that is, like, if you get your choice between a museum I want to go to virtually and a museum I want to go to in real life, wait for the Met.
I mostly go to museums not in the city I live in. So
that's fair. Where were we on this? Oh, okay. So, so they all have entrances to the sewer. So then, disaster, right? Because one of the exhibits in the museum that the Mystery Inc. crew did not build turned evil and stole another one of the exhibits. Didn't kill anybody, but the press goes crazy. Now, we will learn later that this is for a reason, but I would say they overreact to this. Would you guys say this is fair?
Well, we also see their whole ghost catching attempt is filmed on camera, and so we see how bumbling and inept they are. Now, this is always the case, and ultimately still leads to them winning. However, perhaps this is not immediately obvious to the general public.
Was there a point, guys, where you thought that part of the movie was that Alicia Silverstone wanted to bang Fred and Daphne wouldn't let him?
Ooh, like that tension that, like, I hate you so much,
yeah.
but then, or like, what was it, Tony Stark and the lady from Iron Man 1?
Right,
kind of one of those things,
I thought it was even more like just like she's hitting on him and Daphne becomes a little jealous. I think that's the vibe I got very early in the movie. That was dissipated, obviously, when, Alicia Silverstone goes off on Fred 5 minutes later, but I think that was interesting.
It seemed to be where they were going at first.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love this movie. Guys.
This movie that we've talked about 5 minutes of.
I mean, they made their bed with this Burger King thing. How could they not expect that to be the most interesting part of the movie? I mean, seriously. Like,
it really is. It's so weird.
This will be a thing in the future of movies, and we can all look to
It might already be a thing. How would we know?
Well, like, I'm thinking I'm sure there's a version of a movie, right, where, like, Captain America's probably not a great example. Iron Man. There's movies where Iron Man goes to China and there's an extra scene or something. Or, like, I would assume in the dub, in the dub for something like Iron Man, let's say he eats a sandwich and he's like, I love this sandwich because I got it at Burger King. But maybe in China or something, there is a more regional specific version of that. Specifically because Burger King wouldn't make sense. But the idea that KFC just decided to license it, like the idea that you guys watched the international version with no knowledge that turned out to be the, like, non-American one.
Right.
And even though, and it was plausible, it's not like they were like, let's get something from, I don't know, like Korean KFC or whatever, even though I believe KFC is pretty popular around the world. But you know what I mean? One that's not available in America. It was still an American. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like batshit crazy.
And yeah, it doesn't seem like it's like, well, we got to do something. What are we going to do? It seems like it's like, let's do like just a nonsense, like one where it's like, you watch this version, you get this version. I don't know. I find it fascinating. Okay, guys. the Mystery Gang. They go back to Mystery Headquarters. I love their headquarters. Can we talk about their headquarters?
It's a good headquarters.
It's great.
It looks like something out of like Nickelodeon Studios.
Yeah.
Like everything's made of plastic in the brightest color you've ever seen. But it's awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on it. It feels very genuine, and like this is what they would have as their, gadgets and whatnot.
Yeah. It's like the Mod Squad, right? I think they
I don't know what that's a reference to.
The Mod Squad? It was
Forgive
this like
me.
So I had to Google it just because I want to try to find a picture of their HQ, because I don't know if this is exactly that, but it's this like 70s TV show where like 70s kids solve crimes, and it's very 70s-y.
Okay.
And I would assume the Mod Squad headquarters is kind of like that. But also, for whatever reason, Mod Squad is a real thing, I guess, too. So it's hard to find the words headquarters. But I don't know, it's like cool and funky and 70s-y. I like that they don't live in the van. Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. But even the van has a lab, which is also interesting.
Yeah, the van's great.
So
They have labs everywhere. Even the old tree shack at the end of the movie, there's like a lab.
here's the question then. Was everything broken down because they had been broken up for 2 years and Shaggy and Scooby did not spend their money responsibly? Or did they just choose to live out of the van because that's their 70s lifestyle?
You're talking
good
about
question.
in Scooby-Doo 1?
In Scooby-Doo 1. And then, if all the money had run out, how quickly did they make it all back and get, like, the giant headquarters and everything that they used to have?
Well, do you think Scooby-Doo, he wouldn't have inherited Scrappy-Doo's money, but do you think they got a big old, bunch of money from that, from that heist they did? Not heist, excuse me. From the, solving the mystery on, Mystery Island?
I mean, Scrappy is the one who hired them, so no one is under any legal obligation to pay them. I don't think.
Right, but I'm thinking, like, if Scrappy did investing, and then Scrappy went to jail, is there any way that money would have gone to Scooby, his, like, relative? Yes, that's more where I'm going with this.
Only if he, I think most probably would have been seized by the state.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I guess it would probably all go to what's-his-name, too. The guy.
Whoever Scooby's brother or sister is, who is Scrappy's parent.
Oh, no, I was thinking Rowan Atkinson's character.
Oh, Emil Mondavarius?
Yes, exactly.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
We need a lawyer to weigh in on the thorny legal issues of Scooby-Doo 1.
Listen, okay, I know a lawyer. We know lawyers in general. We've had friend of the show, George Blaseski. He could do lawyer nonsense for us.
He does patent law, but whatever.
That's
probably
like
similar.
inheritance law.
Yeah.
Okay.
Legal Eagle on YouTube. He's a friend. Devin's a friend. He could look this up. I'm curious because, yeah. What do you do if Scrappy-Doo makes your island a lot of money via
All right,
crime?
next Legal Eagle video. What happened to Scrappy-Doo's fortune?
It's got to go to somebody.
Well, could it be like when you commit a crime, doesn't the government like seize your assets and just take it all?
That's
Right,
what I
but
was
then
saying. It was probably
would
seized by the state.
I'm assuming Emil Montevarius would also be able to sue Scrappy for damages, right?
Oh, wow.
So could he
And if it was-
potentially win the suit and get that money?
And, like, if it was his money originally and Scrappy stole it, like, who does the money belong to then?
Exactly.
Because Scrappy maybe invested and made more money, but he did so with money he stole from Emil Mondavarius.
Yes.
So if I steal $5 from you, Diggins, and I go and buy scratchy tickets, and I win $1 million off that scratchy tickets, are you entitled to any of that $1 million I won with the scratchies? Because it was purchased with your $5.
This is what we need Legal Eagle to untangle.
All right,
Hold on.
that.
Do we call them scratchies everywhere? Is that a thing?
What?
You called them scratchy tickets.
I was just letting it go, but
I was curious.
I've never heard
Wait,
that.
is this not a scratchies?
Scratch-offs, scratchers. Not scratchies.
Scratchy Datchy Doo!
Yeah, honestly. Wait a second, DJ. What's the cup you're holding?
Legally distinct from Taco Bell.
Oh, no. That's what I didn't want.
Del Taco, isn't that like the different one?
That's one.
Of the taco.
That is, yes. Okay. So hold on, guys. We got to get to the important part. There's some sort of mystery or something. Can anyone describe what they think is going on? What are we supposed to think is going on in the movie?
Well, they describe that because they discover that the pterodactyl scale that Velma took from the scene of the crime, stealing a clue from the police.
Yep.
Although I guess the Mystery Inc. is a quasi-legal authority in Coolsville.
Yeah,
private
I feel like
investigators
the police probably don't care.
do what they want.
But anyway, they're like superhero vigilantes. Like, the police are cool with it.
Yeah.
They discover it's a real pterodactyl scale, which leads them to think back on Dr. Jacobo, the original Pterodactyl Ghost, who was stealing money to fund his experiments into making monsters real. But Dr. Jacobo died in a prison break attempt. However, his cellmate in prison, Old Man Wickles, who was the original... Which one was he?
Second.
Was he the Creeper?
Oh, no, he's Black Knight.
He was the original Black Knight.
Oh, no. Is he the minor one?
No, he was the Black Knight. You're right.
Why does he live in a mine?
He doesn't live in a mine. He lives in a mansion. He wants to do something with a mine.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah. All right, never mind. Sorry. Go on. It was the Black Knight, though, yeah.
The original Black Knight was his cellmate, and he recently got out of prison, so they're like, maybe Dr. Jacobo told Old Man Wickles how to make monsters, and now he's doing it. So they go to investigate Old Man Wickles. And it's kind of a convoluted series of events, but they get through it pretty quick.
Well, I mean, obviously, Jacobo is dead, so you got to go to the next guy. And Old Man Wickles, or not Wickles. Wait, is his name Wickles in the movie?
It's Wickles, yeah.
Is that the name of the character in the cartoon?
No, both of these characters are not who were the people behind those ghosts in the cartoon.
And I'm assuming it's because his actor is... well, I guess he's not Don Rickles. For some reason, I thought it was Don Rickles. It's what's his name? It's Peter Boyle.
Yeah, it's Peter Boyle, incredibly.
A Don Rickles type, if you will. And Peter Boyle, for people that don't know, is Everybody Loves Raymond's dad in the Everybody Loves Raymond show, most notably, but also famously Frankenstein in Young Frankensteins, which is, kind of related to this. And they go to his mansion, both of them separately, I think.
They go together. They haven't separated at this point.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah, because this is where they drop the line, man, why can't we go to cool places like KFC, Burger King?
Yeah, you're right. Damn it, you're a smart cookie. Also, there's like a weird roller coaster ride here for some reason.
Yeah, when you pull on his doorbell chain twice, it drops you into like a hamster wheel or a hamster ball like prison trap.
Yeah,
because he hates solicitors.
Which fair.
Is that legal? Are you allowed to just capture Mormons and Girl Scouts?
I don't. I don't think we need legal on this one. That's totally legal. You're allowed to do that.
He probably had a sign that they disobeyed, right? Like something that said, like, "Hey, don't ring the doorbell," and they did it anyway. I don't know if trespassers will be shot on site is legal. Well, what state is Coolsville in? I think that's the big question.
Hey, it depends on your state, and it depends on a couple of other factors.
KFC?
Yeah,
is that the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so then they get down there, and they're in this little bamboo cage thingy. Daphne gets out of it using makeup in a cute line where she's like, I like being a girl, or something.
Yeah.
It's a fun line. I like Daphne in this movie more than I liked her in the last one.
Oh, I think most of the characters are better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially Velma.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Because
She's
of the one
best.
scene that DJ loves.
AJ.
Oh, my goodness.
CJ, you love Linda Cardellini. She's your favorite.
She's good. She's good.
And
she's
listen,
a talented actress.
You would never say anything terrible about Linda Cardellini.
I would not.
And you would say that you wouldn't say those things, right?
Yes.
Like you would say, I, DJ, do not hold the opinion that blank, obviously.
Right, I would never say that.
Right. So what is that?
That Linda Cardellini is a good actress.
I'm sure you guys that are listening can mess around with this and make it something terrible. So then...
Wait, I got it.
Okay.
I do not believe that Linda Cardellini is a good actress. Is that it?
Oh, my gosh.
Aye.
TJ, you're saying so many terrible things about Linda Cardellini, and I don't even know what they are. That's up to the listeners. But we go to Linda Cardellini's house. Well, no, sorry, not Linda Cardellini's house. Someone else's house with Linda Cardellini as Velma. The whole Scooby-Doo crew goes and searches for clues. What's everybody's deal in this movie? Because we do have deals. We have arcs, kind of.
Well, Scooby and Shaggy are having a complex that they ruin everything, and they're realizing that they ruin everything.
Which
that They're a detriment to the team.
Where'd they get that from?
Well, I guess they let the pterodactyl go away because they didn't know how to tie a knot. So that question mark?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they solve all the problems anyway. I feel like they did this last movie, and the answer was they're magic or something.
I mean, they were so positive in the last movie. Like, they really tried to keep everything together, but just no self-confidence.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, yeah, I think the last movie we didn't have time for their self-doubt because they were so busy being the glue that kept the team together. But now that the team is humming along, getting along fine, don't need Shaggy and Scooby to hold them together. Now it's like, it's starting to become more obvious that they don't fulfill a necessary function in the team, and they're getting self-conscious about it.
But what is their necessary function?
After they screw up the plan, they slam into the villain at the end by total accident, and that's how the villain gets captured.
Yeah, unwittingly being great.
And that's fine. They're good at it. They gotta lean into it, man. Because a lot of people's arcs, so Scooby, Shaggy, and Fred's arc in this movie is they are scared. They are not brave.
Well, everyone's arc is that they're scared of something.
I wouldn't say... I don't know what Daphne's arc is in this.
Daphne sort of has one where it's like, I don't want to admit my flaws. And then it kind of doesn't really go anywhere. But
Fred calls her fat at one point, and she never quite gets over that.
Oh, that was so dumb.
That bit was kind of dumb, but also I'm kind of like, hey, listen.
I enjoyed...
You know his deal.
I enjoyed that bit as a bit about Fred being dumb.
Yeah.
Where it's like when Daphne is legitimately asking his opinion about something, like his first thought is just like, oh God, I don't want her to be mad at me. What will I say? And so like to me, it works on a level of him not being a thing Daphne genuinely wants to hear, but him being a dummy who thinks it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe I'm adding too many layers to this children's movie joke, and it's actually just kind of dumb.
I think that's what it is. Is he's like, I'm not good at talking today, and whatever I say is going to ruin everything, so I'm going to make everything worse.
I get that.
But I'd say Daphne takes the Shaggy role in this movie. However, I think Daphne has some lines that are funny where she leads Velma in the wrong direction that I liked a lot. I forget exactly what she said. Do you remember what she says at one point in the date? She's like, just do whatever you think is cool, and then it'll be fine. You remember that?
I think so. Doesn't she sound like, you're hot, Velma, own it? Like, I remember that being like a theme.
That's a theme, but she's gearing Velma up for the date and gives her the wrong advice.
Well, she's like, Velma is like, I'm scared of people like getting close to me. Like, I don't know how to do it. And Daphne's like, someone loving you is just making sure that they never find out anything bad about you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
That seems wrong, Daphne.
Yeah, I don't know if she ever necessarily gets called out on that. I think the movie is like, that's not the right way to do it. But that is really funny in that moment. I don't know.
Maybe you're in some bad
Daphne was my
relationships.
favorite character in this movie.
Really?
Yes. Well, I guess that's not fair. Daphne is my favorite non-monster in this movie. I don't know if we're calling some of the individual monster designs characters, but I did like quite a lot of them the most. Specifically, the one ghost that DJ doesn't know exists. I love that guy.
God, which one?
He was my favorite.
Okay. We must continue to not say it until the scene comes up.
No, yeah. It's coming. Okay, so then, I mean, eventually.
Hour 7. That's when we'll get to it.
Oh, my God.
Then we get my favorite line in the movie. So they're in this house. They're investigating stuff. And, they haven't figured it quite out yet. But it's like everybody splits up. Shaggy and Scooby are like, we gotta prove to the gang that we are the cool ones that everybody likes. And, They split up and start looking for clues kind of on their own. I think actually, that's another great line. Shaggy's like, let's split up and look for clues, and Fred says, he said that thing that I say. Love that line.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
The specific way he says it is so good.
Yeah. But
that's the thing that I always say.
Scooby-Doo's gag here, and I love it, is he keeps going by the real clues and finding just clothing. That's pretty great.
And a toilet plunger.
Yeah, that's true. And the toilet plunger.
Toilet
brush, that's right. At one point, Scooby-Doo passes a diary that says, private, do not read, with locks all over it. And it also has the word diary printed on it, like in leather. And then he says, wait, hold on.
on.
He says it in a funny way. So he puts the underwear on his head and wears it around like a fancy hat and then says, a clue. And it made me really go like, aw, this is what a dog would do. I don't know why. There was a certain amount of like silliness present in this Scooby-Doo that I don't think was present in original Scooby-Doo. And by that I mean Scooby-Doo 1 Scooby-Doo. That made him so much more likable. I don't know what it was. But I think in the first one, Scooby was dumb, right? Scooby was like, not dumb, but the divide between Scooby and Shaggy was like the main divide. And it was the like, you know, Shaggy's dating the girl and Scooby's like, there's a real monster and whatever. Whereas this, he's just like kind of a silly dog who does silly things. And he's still lovable and good. And I don't know, I really like this Scooby too. Monsters Unleashed.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the name of the movie.
That is the name of the movie. So then Scooby shows up with a bunch of clues. There's a little dance number. Velma finds some sort of magic Celtic book or something that you can use to summon ghosts. Handy, isn't it? It basically makes little egg thingies, which you would assume have some whatchamacallit in it. What was the substance from last movie? Ectoplasm
God.
or whatever?
No.
Protoplasm. Where's
Protoplasm.
Protoplasm, yeah. But Scooby-Doo doesn't find any clues, but him and Shaggy do a dance, and then the Black Knight finds them.
They actually, right before the Black Knight shows up, it turns out Scooby
Oh.
did find a clue, but didn't realize it.
That's true. It was the post-it note that says go to the faux ghost. Although it's a clue, but it's not like a clue because it doesn't lead to the mystery. They find a red herring.
Sure, but
Their whole plot-
I really liked this line also, by the way, where it literally all the post-it note says is faux ghost tonight. And Shaggy like takes it, looks at it, and goes, "That's tonight."
That's funny.
Yeah.
That was good.
There's like, I don't know. I think the last movie almost felt like, how can we make these guys cool for audiences? And like, it felt like it needed to shit on Scrappy-Doo and like do all that stuff. Whereas this movie felt way more like, I don't know, like a fun, loving, silly version of this. Because this scene also has the bit where the ghost hands them the thing to build the wall of stuff to barricade the ghost out.
That was great. I love that.
That's
Like,
a
Scooby-Doo.
classic Scooby-Doo bit.
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't think the last movie had that, all it could have, but this movie really, like, I don't know, it felt like more of an homage to Scooby-Doo than the first one did. Besides the
definitely
fact
leaned
that there's
into
more
it more.
monsters, but the way that the characters interacted.
There was one too. Before they drop into the pit, Scooby does that thing where he's like running on air before he drops.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
And that
too.
happens later, too. There's another Scooby-Doo run silly in the... Yeah. The Scooby-Doo, like, physics exist in this universe, but they only apply to Scooby, but that's fine.
Yeah, Toon Force.
Yeah, exactly. And I also really like the Black Knight Ghost. Speaking of, like, character designs, I like that it's not CGI. Like, it's CGI, but it's not, like...
There's some practical, right?
Yeah, it's, like, awkward. It doesn't quite work
Yeah.
because of the design of the thing, as if there is a guy in there. And that was fun. And he controls the sword with his mind. I like the way they got that like, creature to emote by having his weird little jaw.
Yeah.
Kicking
I
in the
It like
balls.
smiles.
It's great.
I like the monster design in this movie way more than in the
Oh
first
my
one.
god. Yeah, it's so much better. This movie is so good. We all agree. And listen, those little floor things that they have in Mystery Inc., where they have some sort of carpeted like subfloor circle in the real floor, they're not practical, but I do want one because it looks like a whole lot of fun.
It's a very like 60s thing.
Yeah, it's great. And then they're like, oh man, we have a clue of Scoob and Shag. We know where the guy is, but we don't want to tell anybody because we need to prove that we're sweet. So we're gonna go investigate the clue. Do you guys remember what they pretend that Scooby's deal is? How they get out of school?
Oh, they cover his mouth in whipped cream and say he has rabies.
That's so funny.
That was so weird.
It's great. Because he's like, roar.
I love later on, because like you see that happen, and they all look at and like Velma, Fred, and Daphne look at each other like, okay. But then later they're
Yeah.
like, Scooby, you're not sick? Like they totally bought this lie.
Right? Because, well, in the moment, it seems like they're just going along with it, but they know they're lying. It's like, oh, they're, like when your kid's like, oh, gotta go, I pooped myself. You're like, okay, whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if
It was like that.
It's like if your kid drew little dots on his face and was like,
Yeah.
I've got chickenpox, mommy. Okay, Real quick, I want to read to you guys. This is a little fun thing. Let's play a guessing game. This is a guessing game of what things that you can drink are in the Scooby-Doo fridge. Throw me some drinks.
God.
I'll tell you if they're in the Scooby-Doo fridge.
Baja Blast.
No, I wish. There is no visible Mountain Dew. However, it does seem to be Red Bull, and it could be Mountain Dew because the cans have become similar, but I don't think in 2004 they were.
KFC milkshake.
Burger King milkshake.
Oh,
in your
no,
version.
this is where the confusion comes. No, it's not that.
Pepsi.
The answer- so, there are no Pepsi products. Well, that's not true.
Pepis.
What'd you say?
Pepis.
No, there's none of those. So, you're on the wrong track. I do not believe
Coca-Cola.
I don't believe there are any
Lemonade.
carbonated beverages. DJ's closer with lemonade, but still not quite
Ooh.
there. Like, I do
Arnold
think one
Palmer?
of these things is Red Bull. No, there's not Arnold Palmer.
Liquid Scooby snack.
I wish. There's mostly, like, orange juice. But hold on. So, you have a carton of Dole orange juice or something.
Ooh,
Also,
okay.
what looks like a carton of the other competing orange juice, although we don't see the full label. But it doesn't seem like they go through all the trouble to make the fake label.
They double dipped on the orange juice product placement.
I think they might have. Also, it seems like they have a sponsorship from Gatorade, which makes sense. Got to stay hydrated.
I gotta check my version now to see what's in it.
They also have
I
whipped
can't-
topping, which is the thing that they obviously use as part of the deal. You can see a pizza Lunchable. Also Palm, wonderful, pomegranate juice. A Gatorade, or a honey, bear. But then, the thing that is filling this fridge is Starbucks Vanilla Frappuccinos. There are so many of them. So much so that it's like they finished a whole box and then they had to make room for the next box. And I'm like, was that when those happened? Did this movie launch the Frappuccino? I think it might have.
When is it? What part of the movie is it? Like, give me a time.
26 seconds.
All right, 26 seconds. Wow, they really do jump
Or
into it, don't
26 minutes, excuse
they?
me.
No, I got it.
Yeah. You're a real Scooby-Doo, if you ask me.
Whoa. Let's not
Scabby
say
dab
things we
to
can't
you.
take back.
Yeah, that's true. You're a real Scooby-Doo. They also have eggs. It's a good fridge. Listen, in these days, I would dig that fridge. A lot of good stuff there. Pizza Lunchables. I don't remember being good, but I do remember being.
Lunchables were actually quite bad, but I sure did love them as a kid.
Exactly.
let's go.
I wanted to have them because the other kids had them, and I did not
Wow.
want to eat them.
Oh, it looks like they got some jelly in here.
Nando, that's the Starbucks Frappuccino.
Right. Okay, good.
Yeah, like look at the top. That top logo is definitely Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, no, without a doubt, it's a Starbucks Frappuccino.
yeah. Okay.
Because at one point, there's a box that just says the word Frappuccino, and
Yeah.
I think the Starbucks, So all of the things in our fridge are the same?
Yeah, I see Palm, I see honey, Dole, pizza, Lunchables pizza.
It's a Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Some cans. Nondescript, small, gotta be Red Bull cans.
They look like Red Bull.
They have to be. I can't think of what else even was in that can size at that time. This is the stuff you guys wanted, right, listeners?
Yeah, right.
Ring off the
Examine the fucking
Deep
fridge of this movie.
We're going really in on this one.
We're going to record
Welcome.
2 Scooby-Doo's lengths worth in this podcast.
Oh, we're gonna blow past 2 Scooby-Doo's worth.
Yeah.
We're getting close to 2 Scooby-Doo's worth as it is.
We're doing Scooby-Doo podcast Unleashed version here. Because
Well,
listen,
welcome to part 1 of our 10-part series.
I think the fun part about this, I mean, obviously, this is a great movie. They're like little pad. That has to be what it is called. I know it's called Misrating Headquarters or whatever, but their pad is so happening. There was so much nonsense in the back of it. It's so great. God, I miss that stupid 70s aesthetic. 60s, 70s, whatever they're going for. Like, look at the bar in the next scene that is behind, that they sneak around. It's awesome. My cat would love it. It's so climbable.
I want to know where you buy a fridge like that.
Right? Coolsville,
From the
I
fridge
guess.
store.
Yeah. So, okay. We are technically 25 minutes into the movie.
Woohoo!
We're getting there, guys. You're on hour... Oh, my God. Hour 2+ of the podcast.
I told you, we're coming up on 2 Scooby-Doos.
Okay, so then they all split up, and Scooby and Shaggy go to where?
A happening club.
Yes, and what is it? Like, what's its deal?
So it seems to be a club exclusively for people who have been busted by Mystery Inc.
How did we not know about this club?
I don't know.
It seems like there's just like regular like Joe Schmoes there too, like in the balcony. Like you're telling me all these people have been busted by Mystery Inc.
Well, later on, when they spot Shaggy and Scooby, everyone in the club is like, "Oh, it's those guys! Get them!" And they all hate Shaggy and Scooby.
I guess that's how they're this famous. Oh, the personalized whack-a-mole game is fucking great.
Yeah, and the dartboard, all that shit.
Yeah.
That is another prop I would love to buy from this movie.
Oh,
the
my God.
personalized whack-a-mole machine.
Yeah.
All of this stuff must have been auctioned off already, right? Like,
I mean,
damn.
if there's a guy that has it, let's find him. I mean, listen, we've got bigger fish to fry in this Scooby-Doo mystery, but that's something I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. But no, but then how did they get in there? What's their plan?
Well, they're dressed like Scooby-Doo's doing the good old dress like a person and hope no one notices trick.
It's such a good
Works
trick.
every time.
It's so great that they default to 70s for whatever. Like, he doesn't dress like a cool normal person. He puts on like an afro. Dresses like one would in the 70s.
Yeah.
Quite strange.
Quite strange indeed.
But great. This movie is great. Because then you get this dance number where this lady would definitely go home with Scooby-Doo.
Oh, she would. If
Yeah.
he asked, she would be there immediately.
Yeah, she was totally down. And Scooby-Doo's a great dancer, and he's pretty much a human, as far as you know.
Where did he learn to dance?
I don't know. I mean, him and Shaggy dance all the time.
That's true.
That's how they spend most of their time, is farting and dancing off camera. While Scooby is dancing, who does Shaggy find?
The guy who used to be a bad guy.
Old Man
Yeah.
Wickles,
Old
which is
Man
who they
Wickles.
came to find.
Lucky them. And he's like...
Yeah. Thank God he actually wrote. He meant tonight when he wrote tonight, and he didn't write that post-it note like 3 weeks ago.
I mean, I feel for this guy who has to write post-it notes about things that are going to happen that day. But...
And, like, it's not even, like, anything actually happens here at the club. He just wrote a note reminding himself that he wanted to go for a drink.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's just like, I would like to go meet my friends, but not even my friends, because he really does just sit alone. I think it's just like, there's a pact they all have together that's like, we all go drink here together every Wednesday or whatever, and you don't have to be part of it. You just have to be here.
It's probably half off for villain night, $1 shot villain
Oh, my
night, something
God.
like that. Villains get in, half cover, something.
Is that what's going on with that woman that thought Scooby-Doo was a person? She was just blasted on, like, like she was playing Beat the Clock, but for villains. And she... Is that a regional reference? I think it might be. But anyway, she had like lots of shots and couldn't even determine that Scooby-Doo in an afro and a shirt was a person. Although, yeah, he's like leading a dance, and Shaggy is fake Shaggy, but he's not. At one point, he reveals that he's real Shaggy, and Peter Boyle's guy just couldn't give less of a shit.
Yeah, he pulls out a fake tooth and like takes his hat off. He's
Well,
like,
he's
"So,
like-
do you like them?"
He's, like, about to, and then Peter Boyle's like, "No, I hate them. If I saw them, I'd murder them right now." And then he, like, slowly puts the hat back on, like, yeah, fuck those guys.
Pretty much. It's a great movie. I like this movie a lot. And then it all falls apart, and they get caught. It's over. They're
Well,
ripped to pieces. What would these guys have done if they caught them?
I'll murder
Well,
them.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
This movie is actually very explicit about its villains wanting to murder Mystery Inc.
Yeah. At many points in the movie, the main characters die. This is one, but it's just because they they die, except for they don't. In this bit, they die, except for they don't, because they would have landed on something hard. They land on their heads when they go through this garbage chute.
Yeah, thank God there's no glass or anything.
Yeah, syringes. It's not a great setup, but they go to but so while this is going on, our main, like, not even main crew, 'cause I don't know, I guess the one with Scooby-Doo is the main one, but Velma, Fred, and Daphne are investigating randomonium, which is the thing in this, I guess.
Some kind of silver byproduct.
Yeah, it's like useful for making monsters, maybe, and maybe it has, like, if you have a monster, it'll, like, you know, you'll be able to track it using this. At the same time, Seth Green shows up to ask Velma on an impromptu date. Right?
We
Velma didn't agree to
assume-
this date beforehand, I don't think.
We assume that's what he's here for. He actually never says why he came there.
Oh, really?
He, like, shows up. Fred distracts him for a bit while Daphne talks to Velma. We never see his conversation with Fred. And then when Velma, in DJ's favorite scene, Velma comes out wearing leather and being all sexy and says, "Who's your mommy?" They're just like, all right, let's go solve a mystery. And Seth Green comes with them and never actually says what he came there for.
That's a good point. Also, this scene, it includes my favorite line in the movie. Like we were saying, there's not too much 2000s-iness here. At one point, Fred, do you guys remember, they're going through how things are going to go. They're going to find the this, they're going to find the that, they're going to expose the person. Do you guys remember the 2000s reference they use?
Oh, pterodactyls can't melt steel beams?
It might as well be, but it's not that. I'm sure that meme came out well after this. But no, Fred's like, I don't remember what the line is, but it's like, we'll catch him. We'll pull off his mask. This thing goes down faster than a .com.
Oh,
Speaking of delicious, what a delicious line. The movie tried to like sweep that one under the rug, but I couldn't. It's so beautiful.
Oh, man.
I forgot that. I think I was watching it with Michelle, and Michelle was like, did he say faster than a .com? And I was like, yeah, whatever. My brain moved on to the next thing. I didn't even process it.
Yeah. Do you think Seth Green's character actually wanted to go on a date with Velma at that moment? I'd like to live in a world where he didn't.
Unclear?
Yeah. Like he would if it were, like, you know, if he has nothing better to do?
You mean, like, that's not why he came to see them? Or when he saw sexy Velma? Like, I don't understand
like,
the question.
I like the version where he's not like he came to see them. He's like, hey, guys, I actually found a clue. He has a drink with Fred, so, like, who knows? But, like, he's like, hey, guys, I just want to have a beer and chill out. And then, like, Velma throws herself at him. And he's like, I guess we'll have sex. Whatever it is that's going on here. I like that Fred never kind of brings this information up because he's also not like in on it. But I like that after this is all over, Fred's like, also he gave me this coin. I think this is why it was here, but I don't know. You guys are really in on this sex thing, so I kind of let it go. Wanted to be there for my boy Seth Green, who always dresses like a professor guy or whatever.
Well, he is a museum curator.
Yeah, and you know he's doing his best. He's gotta you know, be cool and stuff. Yeah, you know, works for him. And I don't remember what happens next. I honestly can't remember.
Hold on, let me pull up the... All right, so they get to the museum, and it's bad.
Yeah, it turns out
crime scene.
That the monsters broke in and stole all of the costumes.
Yeah, which, like, so was Seth Green's character being there the only thing that was stopping the monster from doing that?
Like, he was the main point of security.
Right? He was like, yeah, but now he left, so it's monster free-for-all.
I like to think that if he had left, he would have been brutally murdered, so it turned out to be a good thing for him that he wasn't there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he did it, so there's a point where he's like, I have to get Mystery Inc. and make them look like a bunch of dumbasses, so that it looks like I didn't rob my store. Because, yeah, this is a very, very, like, convenient situation for Seth Green's guy. And also, yeah, Linda Cardellini looks silly, but that can't have been part of his plan.
It's weird that the news... Well, it's not weird given her motives, but it's strange that she is interviewing Fred about the museum break-in, not the curator.
Right?
Like, they have anything to do with it, you know? Like, you wouldn't go to, like, you know, if someone broke into the Andy Warhol museum, you wouldn't go to Andy Warhol and be like, Andy Warhol, someone broke into your museum, what are you going to do about it?
That's true.
Well, it seems that Mystery Inc. has become the de facto police force of Coolsville. Like, they are the ultimate legal authority. So, like, any crimes that happen are their fault for not preventing them.
That's fair. And it's like, they're like, oh, man, God, it's Mystery Inc. And they should be the ones who know what's going on because they captured these villains. And pretty early on, you're like, yeah, well, they didn't capture a real pterodactyl. So, like, something else is going on. This might be outside of their, like, pay grade. If it was the same guys that showed up before in their masks, yeah, maybe they'd be helpful. But they'd have as much information as you guys have. But, yeah, that doesn't happen that way. Everyone rags on them, and they take Fred out of context again. The monkey guy shows up and yells.
The monkey... The masked evil entity.
Whatever.
Well, specifically Daphne is mad at Alicia Silverstone for taking Fred out of context. And then Alicia Silverstone says something the masked guy says. She's like, aha, you're the masked guy. And then the masked guy shows up on top of the museum while Alicia Silverstone is still standing there.
Yeah.
So how could she be him?
Yeah.
Clearly she's innocent.
I guess that's just a phrase everybody uses in Coolsville, you know?
I will
Or
unmask
Alicia-
you.
It's
Alicia
like the,
Silverstone could be like, I was there also. I just thought it was a good turn of phrase. So,
yeah,
you know.
it's the New York... In Coolsville, there's a movie in Coolsville where someone's crossing a street, and they almost get hit by a taxi cab, and then they say, hey, what am I supposed to do, unmask you? And now that has become the default Coolsville accent phrase all over the world. It's not their fault for being the unmaskers, but it's just like, well, yeah, that's what people say. I don't know.
I don't know where you're getting monkey from this. I just saw the guy pop
He's got a
on
monkey
the
face.
shot.
Do you not think this?
I don't.
Wow. Okay.
Get like a Skeletor vibe.
Really?
Well,
You
more of,
don't
a
see-
Yeah.
more of a Destro than a Skeletor.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I mean, sure, not like they're the same guy. If anything, more of a Cobra Commander than a Destro. But in voice alone, Destro is Scottish or something, but not really.
Well, I
but
just
kind
meant
of.
the silver face.
Right.
but like, what part of this is monkey? I don't.
The monkey part. I don't know. Have you seen
Oh,
a monkey,
boy.
DJ?
Maybe you think it's a monkey because it looks like Andros, and Andros's flesh form is a monkey.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I mean, Andros' flesh form does look like a monkey because Andros looks like a monkey. Because this looks like Andros because this looks like a monkey. I would assume it's related in some way. Trying to find a good image.
We've
of him.
entered an infinite loop.
Like, this guy looks like
Here.
a monkey. I don't know. Like, his hair doesn't look like a monkey, but his... Do you not see monkey here?
I don't. I really don't.
I think it's the upper lip thing is making
Yeah.
me think monkey, but it doesn't. It's not what screams to my mind.
Really? I was convinced that's what this was.
But like, why would it even be monkey? Like symbolically.
Oh, I don't know.
I just
I
thought
don't
he
think
was
there's any
weird.
good reason.
I thought he was a weird metal man. That was it.
I
metal
thought they were
man.
going for monkey. Like, if you look up monkey costume...
Oh god.
Oh my god!
Like-
Nando just sent a screenshot, and oh my god, the guy looks completely different in his movie.
Oh, my God.
Nando, why is yours a fully formed monkey with a tail and everything?
and
He's holding
fur.
a banana.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, listen,
Wow,
it's
oh my
the upper
God.
lip, but also, who knows? Maybe there's more to it than that. It's a really specific upper lip. I don't know.
Well, but it only looks like that because it like moves like a robot, and so
It
I'm
moves
not like,
a
oh,
monkey
it's a
bot.
So I'm not
He
like,
doesn't have-
oh, it's a monkey thing. I was like, oh, it's like a weird robot.
He doesn't have Ultron lips, basically.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's not that his lips like go up and down. It's that his entire everything under his nose goes up and down in one like thing, as a monkey's does.
Guys, if this guy doesn't have lips, does that mean he can't kiss?
Oh, that's why he's so sad.
Scooby-Doo will figure it out. They'll tug on his what is it?
Chew toy.
On his chew toy. Yeah. I think it's a monkey mask. I also think I don't know. I just feel like that's what it is.
Nando, I'm gonna need a cut of you saying I'm not an idiot, or I'm. This is definitely false. I'm an idiot, something like that.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Hey, it's me, Nando, and I am not right. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm going to prove myself by the end of this thing.
I think
Okay.
you could cut out the not and get not right, so I think
Shoot.
we're good.
Shoot. I forgot there were words other than wrong that mean not right. I don't know. This guy looks like monkey. I don't know what to tell you guys. Anyway, so Monkey Man, he does more crimes. While that's going on, our mystery friends, so Shaggy and Scooby aren't there. Was there ever a point for you guys? This happened to me kind of late in the game. I was like, I wonder if Shaggy just couldn't be there, you know?
If Matthew Lillard couldn't be there?
Yeah, he shares very few scenes on screen with the Mystery Machine Gang, like the Mystery Inc. crew.
No, it just felt like a very conscious choice on the movie's part to have Shaggy and Scooby kind of doing their own thing in this one.
But even scenes where, like, Fred and Shaggy are on screen at the same time are super rare. Almost to the extent, like, they're all in the same room, even though they are, like, they can all see each other. Fred and Scooby are not. Or Fred and Shaggy are not on screen together. I don't know. It may have been just a convenience thing, but it's like, there was a point where I noticed it, and it felt so weird. But hey, man, I don't know. Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe I imagined it. There's even one bit where, like, they move, and I'm like, that's a stunt double. And it is, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Movie's great. All right, keep going. So, they do all the stuff. Oh God, now we have the bit where they all become different people. So
Well, first
before that, there's a
Shaggy and Scooby see Seth Green in an alley, like threatening a random guy.
Yeah,
go for this one.
Well, that's really it. They see him threatening a random guy, and then he's like, "Hi guys, I was just trying to figure out who stole from me. You got to act tough, or these guys won't respect you. But also, stay the fuck out of my business." And like flips back and forth, and it's just acting wildly suspicious in general.
Yeah, like even when Shaggy leaves, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna make like your personality and split." Like that's how weird like the scene that it's going on.
But like so
weird.
At the end of the movie, spoiler alert, he didn't do it, even though he did. What's his deal? What's his character been up to?
Like, well, we never get payoff for this, right? We just have no idea what's going on.
He's just a weird guy, it turns out. But this isn't even the weirdest he gets.
Like a psychopath. Like, I'd say weird is selling it short. He's the kind of guy that you'd be like, hey, Velma, listen. I know he seems into you, but we did see him at the dock being weird. And, I don't know, maybe stay away from him. I wouldn't trust this guy. Like,
but not like weird like doing lines of cocaine. Weird like he might be two people.
Yeah, like, not like weird like he stole all the masks and is turning them into live like monsters. But weird like he's not a great guy. And later in the movie, Velma has to trust him, and you're like, what can we trust about this character? That he didn't make the monsters? Yeah, it seems like he probably didn't. That he is trustworthy? No. I think he might just drop you because he's, like, bad.
Yeah, you might get the bad side who's like, ooh, I want to murder today.
Yeah, glasses off, let's kill her. Is that a Velma thing? Glasses on, glasses off? Like, I mean, obviously that happens in this movie, I think, at some point.
It doesn't change her personality. She just loses her glasses and can't see.
Right, but is that like what this guy is? Take the glasses off and the Dr. Hyde comes out? It's just like, you know what? This is part of the Dark Universe. I think it's pretty obvious that this character is Dr. Jekyll from the Dark Universe movies.
We just never see Seth Green using his multi-barrel injector.
I wish that Russell Crowe was in this movie somehow. I don't know how I wanted him in this movie, but I wanted him in this movie. Would have been great.
I mean, he'd do it. Have you seen the next movie he's got coming out?
No, what is it?
Oh, boy. I think we'll have to do that because it might be the first movie that comes back to theaters. It's about a guy who, like, cuts a woman off in traffic and then kills her.
Oh, man.
It's bizarre. It's actually, no, sorry. I did it wrong. It's about a woman who cuts a man off in traffic and then he kills her because she doesn't apologize.
Oh, God.
I know. It's really weird. And he has a weird, like, Texas accent. I don't know what they're going for with this one. Okay. So anyway, we're halfway through the movie. Peter Boyle is selling an amusement park that is slavery or whatever.
So can I just say something? So they all end up at the old Coolsville mine, which was a silver mine because randomonium is a byproduct of silver, and Scooby and Shaggy have tailed old man Wickles to the mine. I want to point out that both the fact that the villain gets randomonium from this mine and that Old Man Wickles' amusement park plan is to have the children work as miners implies that this abandoned mine still has silver in it instead of having run out of silver, and that's why it's abandoned, as happens with most mines.
Yeah, and also it's got randomonium in it, which maybe on its face isn't awesome, but like we will learn that it can bring monsters to life or something, kind of. Like it's,
but only if you have the ancient Celtic secrets.
Right, but we have them. So I think we can make this work. Like as a Coolsville society, I think we can use this to fix whatever problems we have. I think we can make the monsters mine the silver for us.
Yeah,
Coolsville
if a good person makes the monsters, are the monsters just chill?
I don't know. It seems like the monsters have kind of like personalities where some are more violent than others.
But they also listen to what evil masked figure tells them.
Yeah.
Like, do they have to listen to him because he made them?
I'm going to say... I think... I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they think they can get... Because here's the thing with the monsters. They all get defeated at the very last minute. So I don't think there's a second where the monster's like, I don't want to do this. I think I'm going to lose. And they have to, like, make a choice. They're always just about to kill the good guys, and then they explode. So I'm not saying they don't have to listen to him, but I don't think we have any knowledge that they like. I'm not saying that they do have to listen to him, but I don't think we have any reason to believe they don't.
Okay.
But I don't see why not. It also seems like if you invented a monster that could do mind control, that would become real, right?
Yeah, I mean,
because like the monsters aren't real. There's no 10,000 volt ghost. However, they invented a monster that is like Electricity Man. So
yes.
Your imagination is the limit to how what kind of monster you can create.
So could I make, like, Stay Puft Marshmallow Guy monster?
Obviously, yes, but we'll get to it. You can also invent Genius Potion, which is what happens next.
Oh, man. This whole nonsense.
Let's hear about it, DJ. What happens?
So they sneak into the lab of the evil masked figure.
So Velma, Fred, and Daphne confront Old Man Wickles and find him at his investor pitch meeting for his amusement park. But Scooby and Shaggy find a hidden lab underneath the mine. And while there, they open up a fridge of some kind and find a bunch of chemicals.
Now, are these chemicals involved with making the monsters, or are they just chemicals?
Who can say?
Okay, cool. So, and basically they start drinking and sampling them because that's what they do. So Shaggy turns into a woman. Well, first Scooby turns into a horrible monster, and that's how they figure out what's going on. So they try and find an antidote. And then Shaggy turns into a girl. Scooby turns into the Tasmanian Devil. Then Shaggy becomes jacked in what's like the best fucking picture ever. Like, I'm sure if you Google, like, Shaggy muscles, Scooby-Doo 2, you'll find that photo.
I have a feeling if you Google Shaggy, you're going to find that photo.
I have to say, watching that scene again, like, when Shaggy has the body of a woman, it's like whatever special effect they did to put him on top of to put Matthew Lillard's head on this woman actress's body is, like, barely holding itself together. His head and neck clearly like shift several times. It's bad to look at.
It's rough.
So if you Google images the word Shaggy, it is the 15th one.
Wow.
There is only one reference. Oh no, sorry. Before that there was only one of Shaggy musician. Most of them are cartoon Shaggy, and this is the third real life Shaggy. So, yeah, that's what the people want. And he looks great, he's having a ball.
And then Scooby drinks one and becomes a genius, because of course.
Yeah.
And then he's able to, he's like, I'm working, you idiots, and he's able to glom together something to get them back to normal. Thank goodness he had the genius one. It would have been real awkward if that wasn't the case.
That's a good point. Well, but if they did figure it out, then that's great. They should keep that Scooby-Doo. Right.
Oh, you're saying, just keep Genius Scooby-Doo forever?
Yeah. You can do potions.
But his whole, dialogue he has while he's making these potions is like, wow, I hate this. I want to be back to my old self. This is the most misery I've ever experienced.
Yeah, well, with great power comes great responsibility, Genius Scooby. It's not up to you.
He's burdened by his own genius. Good for him.
I guess.
I bet some of us can relate to that, right? Just being burdened by genius.
Yeah, I'll
like
help
me.
you guys.
I'm a genius.
I mean, I'm burdened by my super musculature nature, just like Shaggy over there. Meme Shaggy.
I'm burdened by dumb bitch disease.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Thank you, Diggins.
Is that from
That's not taking
that.
It out of context. That's me calling myself a dumb bitch in context.
Well,
hey man, I'll take whatever I got to get it.
So then they escape, and So here's the weird thing about this scene for me. Scooby and Shaggy go here on their own, right?
Mm-hmm.
They accidentally meet up with the Mystery Gang, and then they all split up again into those two groups. This is why I'm like...
They don't intentionally split up. It's Velma, Fred, and Daphne go to investigate some weird light, which... I guess turns out to be nothing because we never even see what it is. While Scooby and Shaggy play with a control console.
Well, it's the electricity guy, isn't it? Or does he not show up yet?
Not yet.
Oh. Well, but I guess that's the thing is it's like, I don't know, it feels like these movies are very, specifically, these two characters cannot be in the same room together for more than, 2 seconds. Even if the characters meet up, Matthew Lillard has to be in a different room than all the rest of them.
But see, again, that just feels like a demands of the story thing to me, not like a thing they changed. Because if Velma, Fred, and Daphne are around while Scooby and Shaggy are messing with this console, then obviously they're going to stop them. so they have to be somewhere else.
But why don't they all go to the place together in that in that scenario? It's just so weird. They all show up differently, meet up for a second, then split up again. Like, it's very, not like this movie isn't supposed to be contrived, but it's just very awkward. But also, the other characters don't seem to care. They leave Scooby and Shaggy behind and are just like, quick, let's get out of here. I was like, was there any bit where one of them's like, hey, it's cool, we'll meet at the car? Nope, they're just like, I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Hopefully you won't be killed by the electricity monster. We're gonna go.
Well, these monsters are about to, like, give it to Scooby and Shaggy.
Yeah.
Man, Fred does a good juke move here.
I know.
Like, it's incredible. He, like, grabs the console and, like, breathing fire. He presses B and just, like, spins by these guys. Fred puts in work there. Also, they pretty much flee together.
Except for they get split up, and no one in Mystery Inc. knows what happened to Scooby and Shaggy. They're just like, whatever.
Well, they're being chased by the electricity monster, which that's not the new monster. I cannot figure out what this new monster is.
You'll see.
I feel like I've seen them all.
Nope.
You'll see.
You're missing a couple. Anyway.
The .com monster.
Yeah. Monster.com? The monster that gives them all jobs? Yeah.
That should have been some SpawnCon.
So then we get our first scene of radical skiing and snowboarding and whatever. There's two of these in the movie. This one's not great. I like the other one more.
Big chase.
Yeah. This is where the skeletons are fun. And then it's like the monsters get unleashed.
Yep. The Monkey Man unleashes the monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Monkey Man's like, I want my console back, even though I've already made all of you now.
Yeah.
You gotta make more. You can't be happy with the supply you have.
I mean, I guess...
It's always about ramping up production.
Well, because in the context of the movie, to mention this, Scooby and Shaggy accidentally make all the rest of the monsters. Most of the ones we're about to mention are not made by Monkey Man, yet he decides to make them. Or they are, on his docket of monsters to make.
Well, Scooby and Shaggy only make 4 of them because there's a couple we haven't mentioned who still show up, like the Skeletons.
And Blackbeard, I think, is the one that's always been there.
I don't think Blackbeard ever shows up in this movie, does he?
Oh, he does. He has a big giant pirate
ghost,
ship.
Man.
But the pirate ship shows up. Does Blackbeard?
I would assume he comes with...
He breathes fire.
No, that's Minor 49er.
Fire.
There is a pirate, I believe. Yeah, maybe not.
Because the Scooby and Shaggy make the zombie, Captain Cutler, the Tar Monster, and Minor 49er.
Yes.
Oh, then I guess Captain Cutler's the one I was talking about?
Well, he's the Scuba Man.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, then I guess the pirate ship...
I think Minor 49er is the one you're thinking of. The one who breathes fire? Is that who you're
well,
thinking
no,
of?
that is the one that breathes fire, but I'm thinking, like, no one's driving the pirate ship? Does he just make the pirate ship without the guy?
I don't think we see anybody drive the pirate ship.
Oh my god. Wait a second. There's still a monster that's been leashed.
Nope. My version's got the pirate ship. Got the captain. There it is. Figured it out.
Where is he?
No, just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Referencing the KFC Burger King. I guess this joke's done.
I think that is Captain Cutler driving the pirate ship, actually.
That doesn't make any sense. Come on, Scooby Gang. There's definitely got to be a pirate one of these.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm upset with them. They've really... They suck. This movie was
wow.
good until now. Now it's bad.
There's not a good shot of it, but the first time the pirate ship shows up and you can see someone at the wheel in the distance and it looks like it's Captain Cutler.
That's insane. That's so come on. Why didn't he have a scuba? Like a submarine. He's gonna do scuba out of a pirate ship?
That's
insane. Insane.
I mean, he does have an old-timey scuba suit.
Old-timey pirate times?
I mean, no.
Yeah, it's a good movie. So then they run away from these things, kind of. Not really, though, because I feel like there's a chase scene later where they actually deal with them. They just kind of go to their little... Or is this the scene?
They get in the... No, that's not yet. They get in the mystery machine and they drive away, and the monsters, not being as fast as a car, can't keep up with them.
Right. So then...
But then they get unleashed upon the unwitting citizens of Coolsville.
Oh, my God, you're not supposed to unleash them. That's the main thing. You're not supposed to do to monsters. But they did it. Those fools.
So there's a group of people protesting outside the Mystery Inc. building, and they have a lot of signs. Do you want to know what some of the signs say?
I'd
love to hear it. Yeah.
All right. So there's Coolsville Zeros.
Damn.
Okay.
Mystery Stink.
Oh, Got him.
Heroes to Zeros.
Well, you already did Zeros. I don't.
Well, those are two different signs.
Well, I'm
Blame the sign people.
just saying they could have been more creative.
Unmask Yourselves. Seems pretty.
Yeah, again, that's because of that movie that we don't see.
You you put the ill in Coolsville.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
And then Chickenstein.
I found a couple others.
It's Chickenstein is not as chicken as you.
Okay, sorry.
Also, how about Come Clean, Dirtbags? That's a pretty good one.
It's refreshingly straightforward.
Yeah. That's a real mean sign compared to those other ones. We also have Mystery Stink. Unmask, like you said, Mystery Stink, Unmask Yourselves. Yeah, a lot of these people made the same signs. Boo to you.
I think I like you put the ill in Coolsville.
I like the Dirtbags one. You can use that for anything. Also, some people just have a big sign of Fred's face.
I gotta
With
say,
the
though,
ascot.
pretty sure this protest is astroturfed, considering they just happen to have these signs on hand to protest
Right?
immediately after this starts happening.
Oh my god, hold on. There's so many good ones.
I think one of those big right-wing organizations had this ready.
Right, like Big Silver Mine Company, whatever. Okay, other signs we
You're
missed.
the real creeps.
You're the real creeps. How about Trashville's Cooligans? Not even sure what that one is. I know what it's going for, but not really. Also, the ones that are big, giant Fred signs, much like Charles Manson, have a big L carved into his head. And when you see it, you're like, what? And then it's that. Also, I mean, maybe this is just normal for Coolsville. Everyone protesting is a model, which maybe does lead to that they're astroturfed in some way.
One of these guys asks one of the monsters for a statement.
Oh, yeah.
The
He kinda
Zambor.
he's the guyest of the monsters. Oh, this guy would probably ask the 10,000 volt ghost for a statement, too.
The Zumbo is more man than Minor 49er.
Yeah, that's true. Minor 49er, too.
For Minor 49er is just a guy.
Yeah. I mean, then they get a statement from the one that's the Black Knight comes in is like, hey, news, I'm here to get you guys.
He says you're canceled, which is
Oh,
weird.
hashtag canceled. So bad. Cancel culture. It's running wild.
Oh my god! Of course,
Scooby-Doo
Had to have that
PC.
joke.
Okay. we're almost 2/3 of the way through. They go to the old Mystery Inc. cottage. And what memory do they experience? It's important for later, maybe.
So I have a dumb question again, because again I'm a huge idiot.
This
Noted.
is so good. The fans are going to love it.
They have a flashback of them playing frisbee together, which will be relevant later.
Correct.
Those aren't the same actors, right?
No.
Not even kind of.
Thank God. I knew it. I just did they? Is there a 2004 version of de-aging that went really poorly?
Oh my god. Well, when I saw it, I was like, where's the de-aging? That one is wearing Fred clothes. That must be Fred. And the Linda Cardinelli one, was moving, but you could kind of see her face better than the rest of them, and it did kind of look like her. And at one point, the Fred stops moving. And that's the first time, without hair in their face, you really get a look at any one of them. And oh my god, does he look different. He has a completely different face than Freddie Prinze Jr. And it was so upsetting at the time when I saw it. Just to me, I was like, ugh, what happened? Okay, none of them look like their guy. Velma looks like Velma's Velma. That looks like the Velma you would expect. From, Child Velma. But, the other ones, I guess, Daphne also just looks like a child. But specifically, Fred and Shaggy do not look like those actors at all. At all.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The eyebrows aren't right.
Would you have preferred if it was just all of the actors, in
different
young
clothes?
clothes?
Yeah, might as well, right? That's what these movies are. The eyes on Fred are so different. It's...
Let me see if I can get
I'm sharing it.
All right.
It's yeah, it's not even close. And it's weird because it's weird for a bunch of reasons, but yeah, I would expect a movie like this would just have them, be similar, the same actors and similar but slightly older clothes or something. I don't know. I mean, this takes place in the present day because they have laptops, but they all dress like it's the 70s anyway. so might as well just have the flashback be that. But, like, yeah, the face on Fred is so different.
Also, they're really bad at Frisbee. I've never seen worse Frisbee players.
I mean, they really lead Scoob into that tree.
You haven't seen me, DJ.
What else happens? Then the end of the movie kind of kicks into gear. Thank God.
Well, Velma figures out the thing.
Yeah.
She does her Velma-ing, and it's like, yes, if I reverse the polarity... It's weird. They all come to the conclusion together, and I think Fred's the one who's like, you could reverse the polarity. It's like, whoa, Fred.
Yeah.
Coming in clutch.
When does Fred get smart?
Yeah, and, like, sciencey smart. Not just, like, good idea smart. I mean, listen, if I were in that group and I had to throw something out there, reverse the polarity is not a bad, bunch of words. That might be it.
Can you imagine? And then if Fred goes, well, reverse the polarity. It's like, no, then we'll call a cell phone GPS.
Yeah.
Thing.
Like
what are you talking about?
The polarity of what? It's not a magnet. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Sorry,
Ignore me.
You want to hear a funny story about reversing the polarity?
Oh my
Sure.
God. I mean, this was one, but also I'll hear another.
So the third actor to play the Doctor in Doctor Who, John Pertwee, when he got the job was like, I don't want to bother learning all the ridiculous technobabble you have this character say, so give me a phrase that I can say whenever I don't remember, because I don't care. And so they gave him reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. To anytime he forgot what what stupid fake science thing he was supposed to do, he would say that instead. And so that is why reverse the polarity became like a big, dumb science fiction thing that doesn't make sense.
Wow. So reverse the polarity of the neutron flow was for this actor like motherfucker is to Sam Jackson. How about that?
I mean, reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. That makes complete sense.
It actually doesn't. Neutrons have no charge. They have no polarity. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, for you guys, if you have actually like kind of messed around with neutrons, you'll get it. And you get their flow is it's kind of like it's like, if you spend like a minute with a neutron, you'll be like, oh, there's no polarity. But if you really study them, like, maybe I have and you guys haven't, there's some polarity there. You can get some good stuff out of a neutron one of these days. I'll show you. But not yet, because we can't be in the same apartment together. But next time, when we're in apartments, I'll show you the neutron thing. It's pretty cool. It's how I go back in time.
I want the shirt that Fred is wearing in the fix the disc scene. It's a nice shirt.
What is it?
It says Mystery Inc. on it.
Oh.
It's like a Raglan style T-shirt.
What is that?
Look, I think we can all agree that
like
Freddie Prinze Jr. is serving looks in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's like where the sleeves are a different color, and I think length sometimes. I really like it, though. I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with the shirt. I want it.
Also, how weird is it that Velma has the sweater under her like sexy Velma outfit? We didn't really talk about that, but
yeah, like earlier
whack.
she's like fanning herself like, oh man, this leather's hot, but of course it's going to be hot if you're wearing a full turtleneck underneath it.
Also she was not.
Also, where'd it come from?
Yeah.
Why is there an orange one of those? It should be purple. Who made it for you? You're the Powerpuff Girls. Like, you only have the color of clothes for you.
Maybe Daphne had an orange one, like a secret
made
one,
up.
like,
Yeah,
one day.
That's a good idea. Wow, Daphne really put this whole thing together. Daphne saw one guy that showed any interest in Velma, and she was like, all right, I'm time to put Velma into this plastic, disgusting plastic, jumpsuit and just toss her at him and tell her to say the line that he says wrong, or she says wrong, but yeah.
Maybe she's projecting because secretly she wants to be with Velma.
Oh, or I thought we were going to say, or what's his name?
No,
maybe she
obviously.
wants Seth Green's character.
Obviously not Seth Green. No.
Obviously not. He's weird. But yes, Velma, perhaps. I think that's a great couple. Very progressive. And yeah, Shaggy could be with his girlfriend from before, and Fred can, I don't know, he'll do fine.
I'm gonna get a picture of this shirt because it's got like a red collar, blue sleeves, and it says Mystery Inc. It's got like a weird picture of all of them on it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It looks good.
Yeah, I want this shirt.
All right, we got a couple of jobs for you guys, audience. We need you to find this shirt. We need you to make TJ say all those things. And also solve the mystery of KFC.
Well, what was the things Diggins wanted? Diggins wanted the van and the
I
whack-a-mole.
want the van and the whack-a-mole, and I want Legal Eagle to make a video about what happens to Scrappy-Doo's fortune.
Very good. Oh, I see this picture.
Or what happens if I steal $5 from someone and then win $1 million in Scratchies?
Well, I figure that the Scooby-Doo angle will lead to more clicks on his video. I don't want to bankrupt the man.
Okay,
That's fair.
sorry.
Mystery Inc. Oh, yeah, it's a good shirt. He also uses
Right?
like a cutting torch on it, like with a wrench. I don't think that's how those work, right?
I don't think so.
I think that what he's holding is like a paint can or like something. It looks like a drink shaker, like like margarita mix if you painted it blue.
Yeah.
I think that's what that prop is. But his does good fire.
That's real good fire. Flambe.
So it's the end of the movie, guys. All the
Oh, God.
monsters are mysterying around. They're
All the
unleashed-
monsters have decided to stop terrorizing Coolsville and have all come back to the mine.
Yeah, I guess they chase the one that's the pterodactyl and
That's true.
the one that's a zombie. The pterodactyl chases them like you'd expect. The zombie steals a tanker or a tractor trailer or like a tanker thing and uses it to try to run them off the road.
They are also initially found by Captain Cutler, who emerges from the lake near their clubhouse.
Oh right, yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, they were skipping stones and they hit him right in the head. You don't do that to Captain Cutler.
No, or the one that's
Thank
a pirate.
goodness. Thank goodness that they were all almost done working on the disc, and that they didn't need more blowtorch and circuit boards and stuff.
DJ, if you remember, they actually say we'll have to finish working on it in the van.
Yeah, but they don't
true.
bring any of the tools.
That's true.
Unless the van
The van
has
is full of
tools.
computers, as we know.
Right,
So
right,
I
right.
guess that. I don't know.
Well, Fred actually takes the torch with him. How
Oh.
about that?
Way to go, Fred.
So you're just totally wrong, is what you're saying.
I'm a big idiot. All right, we'll use that one again.
But yeah, so the pterodactyl's like doing its business. The zombie one has like a 3-piece oil tanker. It's huge, and it's like trying to hit them, but not really. And it pretty much kills the pterodactyl, but not really either. I don't know what happens to that guy, that zombie one.
He gets the Zambo he just doesn't show up again.
Okay, cool. He gets lost. Him.
Actually,
and the-
that's not true. He's back at the very end.
So then, who did we meet? Who is so this movie is going to do that thing where everybody dies and sacrificing themselves to get the Infinity Gauntlet to the end of the movie. So first monster is the Black Knight, and what's his deal?
Well, so he comes, he's like, I demand tribute, and Fred's like, I got this. And then, fucking incredible, he gets on a motorcycle, picks up like a big metal pole while Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive plays.
Yep.
Which is incredible.
And like a motorcycle he couldn't have known was there, like a brand new motorcycle.
He like unveils it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got this. So lucky, I guess. We're gonna go with super lucky.
Incredible lucky.
And he jousts the Black Knight and definitely would have been impaled.
Absolutely
if we
dead.
see the sequence of events. Like he gets hit in the chest with the Black Knight's lance, but instead of being impaled, he just gets poked and then flies 30 feet in the other direction.
The only thing he could be saved by is the book that he hasn't written yet, being in his jacket pocket or something. And that will show up in movie 2 or movie 2 of this like continuity.
Oh, he pulls out an ascot and ties it before he does the thing.
Oh my god, I love that. That made me so happy. Daphne
This is so
deals with
good.
what ghost?
The
Electricity
10,000
ghost.
volt ghost.
Why?
I don't know.
Because she can punch it with her fists.
Yeah, like I get that this Daphne is just like martial artist extreme, which is cool. I like her in that role, but seems like a Velma problem, if anything.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I don't know, whatever. And then Velma deals with the 2 skeleton ones, specifically because Shaggy is faster than her.
And to be clear, she does not have to. The 2 skeleton ghosts are fucking off in a barn.
Yeah,
And she's like, I got
But
this.
the barn is how they get to the lab. Or so they think.
like kind of.
But I don't think they go that way, do they?
They do not. They just so they split up. She gives them the like giant saucer thingy. She goes to like do her distraction and distracts them, but I believe they fall into a thing. Because then, 'cause then they find the miner and they just do their own like little chase bit.
Yeah, Minor 49ers like chasing them, and then Velma distracts the skeletons.
But
there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
in this
none of them
sequence.
go through that place. They all just end up there, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. It's a really fun little chase. The little skeletons get to do Coco for a bit, where they're throwing their body parts and whatever and turning into a different thing.
I like that being referred to as doing Coco.
They do a Coco.
They do a line of cocoa.
Yeah.
Love her.
And then the electricity ghost and the metal ghost team up to get exploded. It's cute. I like that bit.
Well,
Yeah,
first, Fred and Daphne share a tender moment where they express
yeah.
their feelings.
I had to re-listen to this like 50 times on headphones because I could not hear any of these lines. Is that just a American DVD release thing? is
I remember,
clear in
like,
the
this is it. Like, I definitely remember that being a thing.
So it's like, it's a bunch of lines. He's like, I can't do it. I'm scared, or I'm a wimp. And she's like, you're not a wimp. You're brave. And both of the times the character said wimp, I could not hear it. I had to be told later by listening to it a million times that that's what it was.
Yeah, Fred has this weird complex, like, talking is for babies. And, real men don't talk, they punch.
Because he's a manly man, and manly men don't talk about their feelings. They just do stuff.
Yeah.
They get worried when their girlfriend is like, can you give me an honest assessment of something? And they're like, you're not fat. Everything's fine. Because they're just not in touch with their feelings.
It's hard. It's not easy, Even in 2004, when it seemed like feelings were on display, it was not. Spider-Man 2 was a different time. But then, Velma finds the treasure trove of information that doesn't make any sense, kind of.
No, it's weird. It's the curate. It's Seth Green's, like, personal trove.
Well, no, it's not Seth Green's.
Oh, why is he there? Oh, great. He was
kidnapped, I think. Right? Or he was this on his own?
He was just investigating, yeah.
Yeah. But I know what DJ's DJ's getting at, but there is a bit where, because we know, as like kind of avid watchers of movies and stuff, when we are told that one of the characters is played by a guy we haven't mentioned yet, and we start seeing him show up, we're like, oh yeah, that's that actor guy, I know him. But we see his, like, kind of, like, we happen upon a shrine to the Pterodactyl Ghost with candles and sculptures and a black and white projector showing, like, the news of this guy getting captured or something. I can't remember what's on the projector. But there's also a picture she picks up. Do you remember what's on the picture? It's a framed picture.
It's Dr. Jacobo, like, holding up a diploma with a child next to him.
Right. So even as someone who saw the movie and know how this ends, I was still like, oh, that's Seth Green. But it's not.
I was like, oh, it's Seth Green, but yeah, it's not.
It's such a huge red herring. Like, not even for no reason, but it's just such a weird, I don't know what that was going for besides just to kind of trick us.
Yeah, it seems like it was just there to trick us.
Must have been.
And then
Seth Green's being
Velma
creepy.
doesn't see it with her glasses on, so she doesn't get confirmation that it's him. But we see it with our glasses on, and we know it's not him, or we know it's him, or it's not, because that guy wears a bow tie and he doesn't. But still, like, that's what it's going for. But
and then, like, Seth Green, for no reason whatsoever, acts wildly suspicious.
Yeah, what do you think his deal is? What's his character? If we have to diagnose that character, what's going on with him?
I think he's just completely unable to read a room. Is that character's flaw? Like, he just can't tell when he's freaking someone out and the situation is scary. So he's just like, we're just having a normal time here, Velma. What are you doing, Velma? Oh, you. When she's just, like, clearly panicked and afraid, like, oh my god, you're the villain. Oh, I have to get out of here. And he's like, oh, Velma.
Not like, Velma, you know me. I would never do anything like that. Nothing.
No,
like
Velma,
that.
I'm pretty sure the bad guy is this guy.
The funniest part of it to me is, so he, like, follows her as she's running away from him. One might call it chasing her. Again,
but, like, at villain pace, like at slow,
Jason Voorhees pace.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the grate that she's on collapses underneath her, and she almost falls. And so he's like grabbed her arm, is trying to pull her up, and is like, you need to let go of the grate or I can't pull you up. And Velma says, I want to believe you, but all the evidence says that you're the evil mastermind. And Seth Green does not say, what? No, I'm not. Seth Green says, but what does your heart say? Like, at no point does he ever deny being involved.
Right, like, defend yourself, bro.
That's why I'm thinking,
like, that's ridiculous.
The monster guy is his dad or something.
Nor does he seem surprised that Velma would think he's involved.
Also,
what evidence do you have?
What's Velma gonna do here? Right? He's like, let go of the grate. I can pull you up. And she's like, no, I won't let you. If I let go, you're gonna drop me. And it's like, well, I don't know, Velma. Then fucking throw him into the acid or something. You have to figure out a way to get up. And I guess you should figure out a way to get your other hand to the grate. But this isn't it either. Also, he pretty much is doing like he's like his character is going to grow up to be Dr. Jekyll from the movie. Like it's the same thing.
We're gonna see him in Dark Universe. You're
Yeah.
right. This is.
And of course, he would be in charge of Prodigium. He has the Monster Museum. If anything, we're going to throw someone on the path to being in charge of Prodigium, it would be this.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Also, I guess Velma's going to eat one of the monsters, or one of the monsters is going to eat Velma at one point. So he'll like be alone and sad and weird. I don't know, but yeah, he's really weird. I don't get it. I mean, definitely he's not the bad guy, but also you don't have to be in love with him. You could just date other people, Velma. You got a lot going for yourself.
Yeah, you're like filthy rich.
Yeah, and you're a genius. You can like reverse polarities and shit. You're fine. So then Velma, Daphne, and Fred meet up. Now, DJ, I want you to remember a scene. I'm gonna take us all the way back in your mind.
All right.
Scooby and Shaggy are not there.
Correct.
This is the scene that is going to lead into the end of the final confrontation.
Yeah, more skating.
How do Shaggy and Scooby get there?
Well, so they evade Minor 49er with the fart stuff.
Which is awesome, which I love. Again, that's how you do it in a movie like this. Don't just have it be a little gag. Use it as a weapon.
Full-on weapon. Okay. And then, oh my god, how do they get to the thing? I don't want to cheat. I want to use the thing. Because they all wind up in the room with, like, the Black Tar Ghost, and he's going to fucking kill them all.
Yeah, it's the second time they all die in this movie. First time characters die. So Fred dies by being impaled. Daphne also gets, like, not like sucker punch, like, haymaker, just destroyed by the electricity ghost. She dies then. And then they're all going to get drowned by the tar ghost later. So there's a lot of bits in this movie where those characters all die, but they don't, but they do.
So what am I missing?
What are you missing, DJ? May there be another ghost you've forgotten?
Shit.
One that perhaps, I don't know.
And it's just
Diggins, can you give us a hint?
Scooby and Shaggy deal with?
Yeah, one maybe they are specifically prepared to deal with?
Oh, the fucking cotton candy ghost.
No, yeah. DJ. The cotton candy glob.
That's true. The cotton candy glob. My favorite bit in the whole movie.
He's there and he's gone. He is there and he's gone.
That is the only monster in the movie that is not in the original Scooby-Doo series.
He's the one I looked up, and he's the one that kind of made me question all of them. But yeah, he's so funny. I almost wish that was the last beat of the movie. Like, all the monsters show up, and they've all done their thing, and he's like, ha ha ha, but you don't even know I have the cotton candy monster or something. And
then Scabby and Scooby just wreck him.
And they're like, oh, yay! And then the guy's like, what?
Oh,
and then they just eat it
This
up.
is when the timelines converge and Scabby and Scooby get to team up?
Yes. This is the Scooby-Doo Monsters Endgame, where all of the timelines... Because then it could be funny. You could have the bad guy throw other monsters at him. No, this is the ice cream monster, and this is the hoagie monster. This one's made of fucking Scooby stacks. Jesus Christ. Do I have any non-food monsters left? No? All right, I guess, whatever. I give up. I'm a monkey.
Oh, and then, the finale could be like, something no one could possibly eat.
Yeah.
The mustard pickled egg. Ice cream, black cheese, hot dog sandwich. No sane person could ever eat such a thing.
That would be great. Instead, it's like surfing, but whatever. That's what movies were in the 2004s.
Yeah.
All movies ended with the good guy surfing against the bad guy.
Well, I mean, we also had them surfing down the mountain when they were escaping earlier,
Yeah, we get a good helping us surfing in this movie. The last movie had some skateboarding, and I guess that's what this
and
is
some
too.
dirt
this
biking.
Movie, I'd say is more surfing. Yes, and some dirt biking. That's right. And this movie has like biking as well, so it's all over the place. It's very extreme. This movie. And then they like Scooby-Doo is cool. He overcomes his fear, which I guess is his bit in this.
Yeah. And he gets real smart real quick. So the Black Tar Ghost is going to eat all of them because he's just like a gelatinous cube, but worse.
Yeah.
Because he could grow as big as he want or whatever. But then Scooby-Doo's like, fire extinguisher, go! And then that fire extinguisher just basically turns him into Iceman.
Yep.
This movie seems to be under the impression that fire extinguishers are filled with liquid nitrogen.
What are fire extinguishers filled with, though? I'm curious.
Like a foam. Well, not foam. Like a powder.
Oh.
I used one recently. Or Michelle.
Oh,
used
yeah,
one
that's
recently.
right. You did.
And then you poisoned yourself.
Well, but Yeah, did you use it on the Black Tar Ghost, or did you use it on a fire?
On a fire.
On the
that's how you
fire
stealth it.
ghost.
A fire ghost.
But well, it was a fire being belched by Minor 49er. So.
Yeah, see, that would have been helpful as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the Black Tar Ghost is made of it's made of, I don't know, fire. Is it?
Or they think that fire extinguishers are filled with liquid nitrogen.
Is the Black Tar Ghost hot?
Well, they would have. The mystery ink would have been.
I mean,
burned,
it's
right?
not my thing, but some people might be into it.
Is it delicious? I feel like the Black Tar Ghost is going to mess up everybody's skin regardless, but definitely too hot for definitely a hot one would be very dangerous. So then, yes,
Too hot to handle.
oh my god, too rot to Randall, because then Scooby-Doo has his little Avengers Assemble moment that I loved. When he gets to first, he does good surfing, and like there's a bit. So every movie is an Avengers. However, there's that one bit where Scooby-Doo has kind of been like he's been able to surf a little bit, but the Black Tar Ghost and probably Mr. Monkey Man behind him is like, "You can't kill me, Scooby-Doo." Then Scooby-Doo, instead of like saying anything, just flips the fire extinguisher. You guys remember this specific bit?
No.
Oh, it's like so badass.
Oh, you mean when
it's like Captain America?
when Scooby-Doo?
What's up?
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about before he deals with the Black Tar Ghost for good, or after?
Yeah, right before he kills him. He does a little kickflip, not a kickflip, but he does a like flip maneuver. He
does like a handstand on a impromptu what do you call those things? Half pipe that he's made out of the Black Tar Ghost.
Yes.
And then like surfs down skates down on the fire extinguisher, freezes the Black Tar Ghost's face, and then like kicks the nozzle off so he shoots off like a jet.
The minute I'm looking for is right before he goes down the half pipe. He has the Black Tar Ghost is like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat you, Scooby-Doo," and Scooby-Doo has the fire hydrant in his fire extinguisher in his like feet. He's like kind of holding it, and he's doing a little handstand. And with like his left foot, he kicks the fire extinguisher up in the air. And this really like kind of quick kind of motion that's like, I'm going to kill you, bro. It's awesome. If you guys want to go back, it's an hour and 20 minutes and 32 seconds into the movie, or 30 seconds.
All right.
It's a real blast. It's real fun. And yeah, and then he kills the Black Tar Ghost. Although I guess that's in U.S. time. I don't know what it is in international time. And yeah, and then Scooby-Doo executes that ghost.
Brutally.
Everyone is freed. He pulls down one of their pants.
And he feels so much shame. He like covers himself. He's like, "Oh no, I'm naked."
Yeah, he was wearing pants the whole time.
Yeah.
And he does the little air run when the pterodactyl's gonna get the frisbee. Yeah, that's great.
The pterodactyl, by the
movie.
way, earlier had kidnapped Seth Green and taken him somewhere, and Seth Green just shows up later fine, and we never find out.
I'm telling you, he's part of it. The subtext is he's the son, and he was kind of doing it, but not really.
Maybe
some of the monsters listen to him.
Maybe that would have been the third movie.
It sounds cool. I think we should do it, guys. Let's get these guys back. I think we can definitely get some of the actors. Some not so much. I think we're going to have the hardest time with Linda
Cardellini.
And Cardellini, sorry. And then Scoopy does like a bit where he plugs the disc in, and the monster Monkey Man's like, "Who do you think you are?" And that's your Avengers Assemble moment where he's like, "Scooby, boom, Dooby, boom, doo," and it's also very dramatic and cool. I like this ending a lot, but then the end doesn't make any sense. Let's talk about that.
All right.
What's the resolution, guys? Who did it?
So they capture Monkey Man, and they reveal that it was evil news lady
Alicia Silverstone.
The media is truly evil.
Yeah, you can't trust the lying media.
I never have, and I never will. Especially not Coolsville. They're very biased and sensationalist.
And let's not forget her accomplice, the cameraman.
Ned.
Yes. But it turns out that it was not News Lady, but actually Dr. Jacobo.
So,
Dr. Jacoby is the weird therapist in Twin Peaks.
Also, is
Dr.
Jacoby Jones a football player or something? The name Jacoby sounds super familiar. I'm like, where do I know that from?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it is too. So, wait a second, DJ. Are you telling me Yeah, as a wide receiver for the Ravens. Are you telling me that, like, the young, sexy lady reporter is actually an old man?
Correct.
But how?
He's wearing a rubber mask.
You know.
What?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and then he goes to pull the cameraman's hair, and it's like, it's just him.
Love that.
Oh, and this is where, if you remember from 4 hours ago, listeners.
Yep.
As
We're so
as
sorry.
they're taking the two of them, as the police are taking Dr. Jacobo and Ned away, Ned is like, "You were a dude the whole time, but we cuddled," and those guys totally fucked, right?
Well, you guys were listening to the international version.
Oh.
In the American version, he gives a big giant list of things they did. It is the most.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god! It's vulgar as you.
Some
can
of them
believe.
are truly vile.
I'm pretty sure that's why this was X-rated. It's just like even just describing these things is enough to lose you the PG-13 and the R.
Wowie zowie.
And kind of like you almost want to be like, good, Professor Jacobo, good for you. This is what you wanted. I mean, it's not great to fool someone in this way, but I'm almost like, that's pretty impressive that you tricked him into thinking this was real. Why did they cuddle? Pre-sex that didn't happen? I'm pretty sure there was sex.
You could do just cuddling with friends.
I mean, I guess. Not co-workers.
Not co-conspirators
That seems like a
in an
recipe
evil
for
plot.
disaster. That too, I guess. At that point, maybe all bets are off. Here's what I liked. I liked that so we see the clip of him doing that. There's a bit where it's like, oh, but wait, I thought you were there when the Monkey Man was there. And I think Daphne's like, but it's, of course, you used your cameraman as the guy.
Well,
and you see him in the back of that news van, like, putting on this outfit, just being like, what the hell? Like, almost like, is this an armhole or a leg hole? It's pretty funny. I like that bit.
Also, so Dr. Jacobo, he executed a prison break and then assumed a new identity. Like, good for him. He's all time.
In the past, 3 years, worked his way up a major media organization to become a television personality.
And the only reason we know that's a thing that happened, and the whole giveaway here, is that Velma finds a news clipping with a picture of not the exhibit opening, but the museum itself opening, and then Dr. Jacobo is in the foreground of that picture. But, that did not convince me. I was just like, oh, I guess that's an older museum than I thought. But that's her but the museum wasn't open until a year after he was in jail.
Well, she says
I'm like, okay.
It didn't start construction until after he supposedly died. So first of all, they really built that museum very quickly, which is not the case for American construction projects. But it does make sense then that she's like, yeah, this museum didn't even exist when you supposedly died, so how could you be in this picture?
Right, I guess it's more of like a, hey, tell us that movie. Don't just have Velma be like, this picture, that thing that you didn't know, here it is. I don't know, make that something that we, the audience, can learn with you, as opposed to just you explaining what it is later. Because that's the whole bit where the movie tricks us into thinking it's Seth Green, because for about 5 minutes it is. And, just a bunch of weird information.
By the way, so they're all dancing at the end of this movie in this cool dance party, and Linda Cardellini is, selling it 1,000%. If you look at all of them dancing, the rest of them aren't even putting in work. Besides Scooby and Shaggy, but
Shaggy's killing it.
All right,
it's like everything in this movie. Matthew Lillard
Daphne,
and Linda Cardellini are doing a great job, and the other ones are trying.
Yeah, and sure, Freddie Prinze Jr. He's kind of moving, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's whatever. But damn, Scooby, Shaggy, and Velma are killing it. Even Seth Green's not putting in that much work.
It's it's a different movie when you watch them versus when you watch the other two,
right?
And this one's a Scooby-Doo movie, and the other one is just two people. But and also Peter Boyle is there with his cane.
And he's now got
slowly moving.
Two old villain ladies macking on him.
Hell yeah.
Oh, also
him,
American
man.
Idol winner Ruben Studdard is there.
Yeah, he
a
is.
real guy that still is a thing. It was a reference that made sense then, and it makes sense now.
Oh, yeah, all the kids are stuttered heads.
Yeah.
Do you think it was in Ruben Studdard's contract that he had to get a kiss on the cheek from Linda Cardellini and Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I hope not.
Oh, my God.
Because at that point, it's let Scooby kiss you on the cheek. It's kind of creepy, but also it's how could... There's no way he gets to write that into his contract. Even at the height of American Idol, I don't think you could get that. Do you think maybe Sarah Michelle Gellar was like, "Oh my God, it's the coolest man in the world." Ruben stuttered. Let me associate myself with this guy. Because really, I think at one point, Scooby-Doo is like, "Let's go, Ruben." And then Ruben Studdard does his thing. But as far as we're concerned, he's not in the room except for that kiss. It really is weird. I don't know. Somebody's
They put
manager
Dr. Jacobo
deserves a
back in
raise.
jail. He's good. Oh, sorry.
That's all I got.
Dr. Jacobo's going to escape from jail again, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'll put him in solitary, I guess.
Yeah, but that'd be mean.
Yeah.
Also, I like how in the movie, at the end of the movie, all the main characters just have a big dance like it's Bollywood. That's fun.
Yeah.
All of our movies should end like that.
And again, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you just saying?
Well, who puts in the most work for those dances?
Everybody, including, I was going to say, I loved how characters that weren't at the dance also danced at the dance. We had Mr. Jacobo in his pterodactyl outfit from earlier, just outtake dancing, and then Alicia Silverstone and the cameramen are also dancing in, like, outtakes, and it's like, hey, this is a movie, isn't this fun, kids? I love that. They all seem to be having a blast. Good for them. But yeah, the girls do kiss Ruben on the cheek. I didn't like that. All the fans are there. They do a Soul Train line. That's fun.
You get to see how short Seth Green is because he's so short.
He is.
Yeah, but
short.
he's not
Scooby-Doo
self-conscious
weekend.
about it like Tom Cruise.
Well, to be fair, the guys are really tall. Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. I didn't realize how short Daphne is as well. And not like she's short, but Fred towers over her. So, what's his name? Freddie Prinze Jr. Height. He is 6'1". Sarah Michelle Gellar height. She has 5'4".
Damn.
And then
Damn.
Linda Cardellini
Probably also run that
height
5'4".
5'3". So like
Okay, yeah.
everybody in this cast besides Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo too. Besides Scooby-Doo, Shaggy and Fred are like somewhere between 5, probably 6 and 5 foot. I don't know where Peter Boyle falls in there. So like, yeah, poor guy. Poor Seth Green looks tiny when in reality everyone's small. But good for them. This movie's great, and then it ends. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
I loved it. I really did. Watching it again, just like checking on stuff. I had a
Oh,
blast.
you guys are forgetting the very last scene of the movie.
Oh shoot!
After all the credits roll.
There's an after credit scene.
Hell yeah, there is.
Hold on, I got it
Oh,
going.
I didn't know that. Oh, I gotta
What?
pull it up too.
No way!
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
What? That's amazing! Holy shit,
Feel
that's the best
bamboozled.
post-credit scene in the history of post-credit scenes. I want to go into my attic and find one. It's there. I must have it. Oh my god. DJ, go watch this.
But do you have the
All right,
correct
so I gotta,
accoutrement
go
to
to
go
very,
with
No,
it?
I don't think I do, but I'll buy it. I don't know. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god. Alright, DJ's watching it now, correct?
Do
Let
I
us know
not
when you're
have
done.
this? Do I not have this?
It's at the very, very,
it's
very end.
it's
like
literally the
post-credits.
last thing that happens.
So Warner Brothers logo. I don't have it.
Oh my god.
I got Warner Brothers logo. Movie over.
Shame.
Wow. Okay. So an hour and 32 minutes and about 10 seconds in, you get all the stuff with like motion picture, all materials, copyright laws, United States, blah, blah, blah. And the last bits of it go up. And then, Diggins, you can describe this because this is good. And you found this. I didn't even know this existed.
So all of that goes away, and then Scooby-Doo himself pops up, playing a Game Boy Advance. And then he looks up at the screen and is like, "Oh, here's the secret code for Scooby-Doo 2 on the Game Boy Advance." And he shows you his screen where they have a cheat code popped up on his Game Boy that you can enter into your Game Boy Advance copy of Scooby-Doo 2.
Yep.
I don't believe you guys. I
Also,
don't
it's a
believe
Game
this.
Boy
You guys are-
Advance SP, the one that's like a little
Yeah,
computer, like a
the
laptop.
clamshell one, yeah.
Yeah. Which is the
You
one that
guys
I
are
had, which is
trolling
why I'm
me.
like, I gotta get this.
This is not true.
And
I
the
don't-
code is SB2.
SD2.
which-
So it's just
SD2.
It's just
Sorry,
Scooby-Doo
yeah, yeah.
2. Like, it's not that hard to
Oh.
figure out.
But you also see over his like you see from his eyes him playing this game, which is him as Scooby-Doo in the game fighting the creeper, or not the creeper, the zombie one, in like a side scroller kind of thing, or maybe a fighting game. It's not clear.
I think it's some kind
But,
of side-scroller platformer thing.
Yeah, like he's playing his own game, and yeah, and it's code good for GBA and PC. So if we had the PC version of this, we could put that code in. I don't know what the code does. I don't think he says it.
It just says enter code from movie.
Oh, God, that's amazing.
I found it on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
That's amazing.
You should complain to Amazon that they deprived you of this.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's messed up.
That's like the whole movie. You were just waiting for the code the right way.
I can't believe that's a thing. Oh my god.
That's so wild.
Wow.
So yeah, this movie's great.
Yeah, we've spent 4 hours. 7-star podcast, 7-hour runtime.
I mean, to be fair to this movie, there's not a lot of boring stuff.
Well,
You know, like it's not like there's scenes where nothing interesting happens. Something happens every time and it's interesting. Also Quibi.
Also, we put up a less than 2-hour podcast recently, and we had to make up for that, obviously.
Yes. That is not
Truth.
acceptable. Oh my god.
Wow, no edits. Oh my god. Okay. Good stuff, guys.
So DJ,
okay,
did your
guys.
opinion of this movie change over the course of these 4 hours?
I think I enjoy it 5% more.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
We'll take it.
Mostly the KFC Burger King thing, man. I think us figuring that out early is just...
Oh yeah, and there's no way
That
we're gonna not.
radically altered the course of this podcast.
It's. I mean, it was. We could have missed that too. You know, I could see us
It's
not
true.
talking about that and be like, "Oh, that would have sucked." But we did talk about it, and we got to the bottom of this, and it's awesome.
I still think there's more to uncover, but another time.
I think this.
All right, listeners, you have your list. So you got to get the van, the T-shirt. Legal Eagles got to get their thing.
Yeah.
The Whack-A-Mole, Nando. What did you need?
I don't know. You saying all the things.
Well, sure, but yeah. So listeners, you got a lot of work from this podcast. But
If
get on
anybody
it.
is still listening at the 4-hour mark, here's a recap.
Here's what I want from listeners. I want listeners to go to KFC and order a milkshake and tell us what happens. Tell us how they look at you and then go, I know what you're saying. But even though I am from America, my Scooby-Doo has led me to believe this isn't that strange of a thing. Because at the end of the movie, he does Game Boy, and that seems like a pretty dated thing. And this doesn't treat it like that. He's not like, hey, everyone go to your KFC and buy a milkshake before they don't do them anymore. So, what's in it? What would they make? Do they even have ice cream? Probably not. They probably blend up a biscuit with some milk. It'd be awesome. Anyway, don't do that, guys, but maybe do it. Next week, what are we doing, guys?
Scoob.
Scoob.
We're gonna watch a bad one of these, probably. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. There's no way it could be better than this. This
Well-
is so dumb, but also it's pretty funny.
Well, remember the 30-second sequence of child versions of the characters?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine this movie appears to be half of it is that. So get ready for that.
Get out of here with that. No, thank you. I don't want
They've
that.
the only cool kid version of the Scooby-Doo gang was a pup named Scooby-Doo. That's it.
Agreed.
I'll take it.
All right, guys. You want to move on to our classic segment?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All right. You got anything to recommend to the fine people, DJ?
All right, folks. In this week's segment of DJ Recommends You Something from 2 years ago, I'm here to recommend Ozark. Not season 3 of Ozark, which recently came out, just the show. I started season 1 over the weekend, and it's a pretty good show. I get where all the hype comes from. Jason Bateman's really good. My experience, and talking to a lot of people, similar thing. The first episode's really good, and it's kind of slow, but if you stick with it, it really picks up to where the end of season 1 is really, really good. So, I'm gonna work my way through season 2 and season 3. But yeah, I thought I'd recommend a show from 2017 because why the hell not? I'm having a great
DJ,
time.
I hate to blow you up on stream, but didn't you wreck this 2 or 3 weeks ago?
No way. No. Ozark? No. Oh my god, this would be super embarrassing.
I don't remember.
I might have mentioned that Ozark season 3 came out, but did I recommend it?
I mean, if you haven't seen it, then
Panic is setting in, Diggins.
Well, now that I've made you uncertain, we'll just say it's
listeners,
fine.
you got another thing. You got plenty of things to do.
Find it. Just find me. Oh my god. That'll be really awkward if I wrecked it. I'm like, it's a really good show. Everyone should watch it. It's okay. Well,
All right.
that's all, folks.
Well-
to use a famous Scooby-Doo line.
Rats roll, rogues. DJ or Diggins, you got anything to plug? Or sorry, anything to wreck?
I do, Nando. I recently watched a movie that came out on HBO. This is one of their watchable movies rather than just their available movies. It's called Bad Education, and it stars Hugh Jackman and Allison Janney as two school officials in one of like the best school districts in the country in 2003, I think, and how they embezzled lots and lots of money from this school. It's super, super interesting the way they have it unfold. Just like the slow burn of realizing exactly how big this is and exactly how involved the characters are is like so good the way they play it out. I highly recommend it. It's a great movie. Hugh Jackman's doing an amazing performance.
He's so good.
And by the way, if I wasn't clear, this is based on a real thing that happened. And I looked it up later. Most of the details in the movie are accurate. Like,
oh yeah.
Like you'll get to some wild parts and be like, there's no way that's how it actually went down. But it more or less did. There's only one major like part of the movie that is not really accurate and it's just made up for the movie.
Is it the part when he reads the book? At one point he's reading a book, I think we talked about this, about living forever.
Oh,
or something.
Well,
I think that's the first thing he's doing, and it's because he's Wolverine. It's very cute.
That's probably not exactly true, but I meant the child report, the like teen reporter is not a real person.
Right.
There were people in the school newspaper looking into it, and it did get printed in their school newspaper first, but there wasn't like one character who tracked it. It wasn't like one person who tracked it down, and also they only got onto it because of an anonymous letter, not through their own research.
Ah, interesting.
But yeah,
it's a good movie.
It's a really good movie. You should watch it if you can. If you got HBO, it's totally free. So check it out.
It's good Long Island. If you miss Long Island because you used to live around there, but you don't anymore, oh boy, it's like going back. And by going back, I mean hanging out with people from there because I never lived there. But yeah, it's very good. I want to recommend a thing. It's a little show, probably not too many of you have seen, called Rick and Morty. First two episodes of the second half of the second season are out, and they are beautiful. I love them both so much.
I've heard of that show. That's the one where the guy turns himself into a pickle, right? Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Is that in there? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's only these episodes, and nothing has ever happened before. And the continuity doesn't matter, and the fans don't exist. This is a new thing that I just discovered. And here's the pitch for the show if you haven't heard it. It's a Back to the Future where one is a nerd and the other's his grandpa. And they do things that are analogs for other things. Or not analogs. What's the word? Well, they're metaphors for another thing. And the first episode of like the midway point of season 4 or whatever, so like the one from 2 weeks ago as of recording, is very funny, but it's very self-involved. The second episode of the second half of this season, which is the one that, I just watched a couple days ago, is brilliant. Might be the best episode the show has ever put on, and it's so funny. So if anybody has been like, oh yeah, I forgot about Rick and Morty, I wasn't sure if I would go check that out, go check it out. You'll love it. I haven't watched that new show that Justin Merlin had made on Hulu, but I'm going to check it out tonight. I'll let you guys know if it's any good. But
nice.
Yeah, this was great. All right, next week, Scoob, anything to plug?
No.
Not this week.
Yeah, same. Listen to Scoob, watch Scoob, buy it in every region possible. Let us know what the ones are. Pay close attention to what they're eating, because this would be really easy to change their foods. They're not even real people.
Yeah, voice actors aren't real people.
I mean, definitely not Zac Efron. I've never been quite sure he's a real person. Look at his face, look at his abs. There's something off. All right, guys. This podcast is the longest ever for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. I'm not sure we're ever going to break this record.
No, I can't see it.
The Quibi and the other thing are definitely part of why this is so long, but also this movie is just great. We love talking about it. Until next week, until Scoop time, I am at Nando V Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day.
I'm at This Is an Odd Name.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Woo.
Bye.